Hancock Ballpark off Hancock Bridge Parkway, which is near the Grace Church. Police tell us no one was hurt. The Cape Coral Police Department officially named Anthony Sizemore as interim chief while the city manager starts the search to fill that position. Sizemore will replace Police Chief David Newland, who recently announced a job with the Lee County School District. The Lee County Administration building will reopen today after a water main break happened yesterday and it closed down the building. Crews checked out that structure and found the problem came from a first-floor pipe. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
A crash at Oilwell Road and Immokalee Road is slowing traffic heading westbound on Oilwell towards Immokalee. Also a delay getting off of I-75 onto Collier Boulevard heading south. Traffic also slowing on the East Trail just to the west of 951, but we look great if you're heading down to Marco. All the way to the island on 951 should only take you about 11 minutes. I-75 also up to speed heading to and from Lee and Charlotte. The Trip to the Minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After another cool morning across Southwest Florida, we will see a combo of clouds and sunshine as we go throughout your Thursday. More breezy conditions with highs topping out in the upper 70s and lower 80s. Lower 80s, more sun and clouds and breezy conditions for your Friday. And then for the weekend, few showers possible, but nothing widespread. Doesn't look to be a washout, but still some isolated rain will be working its way through. Temps in the 80s all the way into next week, and that includes the big day on Thanksgiving. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour. There's the left way, and then there's the right way. 92.5 Fox News.
It's open enrollment season, and MediShare is a Christian healthcare sharing ministry that saves most families about $500 a month. Google MediShare and see if it's a fit for you.
Hello, this is Earl Nightingale for Soundcheck Studios, Fort Myers, Florida. Have you ever wondered how jingles are made?
Anything you want, you can get it at Lee Tran. Have some
Beck's, the #1 imported German beer.
UPS, we run the tightest ship in the shipping business.
Castrol, engineered for today's smaller cars.
Dear Mr. President, we're proud of all you've done for our cherished country and for all Americans. Suzuki Marine, we're working hard. Together we'll make America great again. We'll make America great. Together we'll make.
If you are in the market for a jingle or any audio productions, call us at Soundcheck Studios in downtown Fort Myers.
239-340-0515.
If someone you love uses a wheelchair, this holiday season give them the gift of mobility with the world's lightest wheelchair from 1-800-WHEELCHAIR. Most wheelchairs are bulky and weigh up to 40 pounds. But at only 13 pounds, the featherweight wheelchair is as easy to load and unload as a bag of groceries. The world's lightest wheelchair folds and opens in just 2 seconds and will fit into any car trunk. Right now, you could have the world's lightest wheelchair for as little as $16 a month. Order today and we'll include our Black Friday special, a free travel case for your wheelchair, a $49 value, yours free. Stop struggling with old-fashioned, bulky, and heavy wheelchairs. Get your freedom to travel back with the world's lightest wheelchair today. Just call 1-800-WHEELCHAIR or go online to 1-800-WHEELCHAIR.com. That's right, our number and our website are the same. Call 1-800-WHEELCHAIR or go to 1-800-WHEELCHAIR.com.
It's happening. Publishers Clearinghouse is awarding a $2,500,000 mega prize in just days. Enter now at PCH.com, and your family could soon be celebrating the win of a lifetime. Don't miss your last chance to win the $2,500,000 mega prize. Go to PCH.com before it's too late. That's PCH.com. Better hurry. Enter at PCH.com now. Entries due 11/29. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited.
Is the cost of finishing the basement worth the benefit of some peace and quiet?
When questions find you, Merrill Edge Self-Directed Investing can help you find answers with personalized planning tools and insights to help you get where you want to go, even if it's just downstairs. Merrill, a Bank of America company. Visit merrilledge.com/withinreach to get started today.
Investing involves risk. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner & Smith Incorporated. Registered broker-dealer, member SIPC. Investment products are not FDIC insured or not bank guaranteed and may lose value.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. I do not take this for granted. I really mean it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for starting off your morning, especially this early in the morning. Whether it's listening right now, whether it's getting ready to call in, 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, whether you are watching, streaming live for the time being on YouTube at Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. And we appreciate you subscribing to the channel wherever you are. Thank you so much for making this the start of your day. Like I said, I don't take it for granted. We are grateful and humbled that you do that. And I want to let you know that I may be different than others that are either at the station, have talked about this issue of what's going on right now currently. I may be along the same lines as everybody who is talking about this election cycle, but I just want you to be crystal clear about my position here at the station, and it's this. I have not given up on anything. Nothing's certified. Nothing is over. I don't really care very much about what others say. There are plenty of people who want you to move along. There are many people who want you to just stop this and get it over with. And their case is there's nothing you can do. You're not going to find the votes. There's a process that we have to do on the other side of this, and we really need to focus on the Senate, or we really need to focus on a transition, or we really need to focus on the future. And we've got 2022 just around the corner, and the midterms, there is a very good possibility that the House could flip during the midterms. That's typically what happens when you have the other party in the presidency. And so there's great opportunity. And I say to you, shush it. Respectfully. I'm not ready to concede anything. And I want to make this again crystal clear to you so everybody knows. Those voices that tell you that, to me, are looking at something that is, well, it's wrong. Because they're not looking at the important, overarching, the lead here in this story, which is this. There are Democrats in this country, there are Democrat-nominated judges sitting on courts right now who are doing everything that they can to stop this process from moving forward because they don't want this to move forward, because they don't want to expose the fraud, because they know who the fraud comes from. They don't want you to see it. They want you to believe that what is happening is not happening. What you see before your eyes is not going on. And you have to fight that. See, that's the issue, right? Are you following me here? Jake, you have to be sort of the ombudsman here this morning. You have to follow me on this and tell me if I'm crazy. Because I need somebody who's plugged in but not plugged in. I need somebody who's got a life and things going on in their life, and they can't always be on top of every single thing that's happening in the news cycle. Therefore, you tune into this program to kind of get the latest and the gist, and then, you know, using your own intellect that you do have and your own personal responsibility that you do have, you guide yourself through and you figure it all out, right? Okay, you following me?
That I'm really good at faking it, but good.
All right, good. Don't fake it. All right, fake it if you have to. If somebody says to you, yeah, but it's just a couple of votes. Yeah, but you know, we got to move on in the process. Yeah, you know what? That guy probably did something wrong to that other individual, but you can't really prove it. So let's just move on. Do you understand that if you give up on the process, then what you're telling the other side is You can go hog wild anytime you want because nobody's going to fight you, because if you push back even in the slightest, they're going to whimper and cower and go away. I'm talking about the others who will go after you for questioning them. So if you don't fight it, at least try to take it as far as it will go. They'll always believe that they can get away with it. Does that make sense?
That's literally what we are programmed for.
Meaning what? Like, you mean as human beings?
Yes, from like a small age, with the liberal bias that exists within our school system. One.
Oh, there's
cancel culture.
Yep, there's that.
Could also just, why would you even ask? Because you might get canceled.
Do you see how the baby boy's growing up? Do you see when Jake first came to this station, he was just like the rest of them. He was filled with piss and vinegar. He was just, I'll tell you what, he was angry at the world, and it was all your fault. And now all of a sudden you've come around. Right?
Complete 180. I was going to say 360, but then it'd be
Don't do the 360 because then you'd be right back where you started. We got to work on your math and your science and your reading,
logic,
comprehension, and it's fundamental. So I'm really sick and tired of people telling me that you need to get over the process. I'm really tired of people who tell us that they are intellects, that they are people who know better than you, people that have years and years of experience in whether it's in radio or whether it's in punditry, government, that we have to stop. I don't want to stop because I don't want the other side to believe that they can get away with something, especially when there is evidence. Look, if there's evidence, follow it. And and having said that, there is some good news overnight. I don't know if you heard about this, but remember the two Republicans in Michigan, in Wayne County, the Wayne County Board of Canvassers. Remember, it was a 2-2 deadlocked vote. They were looking at some of what was happening in Wayne County and Detroit. They were looking at some of the voting irregularities. They didn't want to certify the results because they're like, hey, listen, we got some disputes. We got some issues here. We're concerned about what is happening with some of the votes. And we should have an audit in and around Detroit. Poll book, the official list of who voted, didn't match the number of ballots received. Can I say that again? The poll book, the official list of who voted, didn't match the number of ballots received. So what these Republicans said is, hey, before we certify, can we check this out? And at a 2-2 deadlocked vote by the Wayne County Board of Canvassers, they couldn't come to a conclusion. And so what happened? Well, what happened is what we expect every Democrat to do, what we expect every liberal to do. Now, again, if you're a Democrat and what I'm telling you offends you, then stand up and tell me where I'm wrong and get away from the people that are doing this. Because this is the Democrat Wayne County Board of Canvasser yesterday, just one of the canvassers. And this isn't even including a state rep who did the same thing yesterday. 2-2 deadlock. Follow this. This is so important. 2-2 deadlock. You got the Wayne County and Detroit there in Michigan, the canvassers. They're like, listen, this doesn't match. We got some problems here. Before we certify, can we check all of this out? And here comes a Democrat saying to the two Republicans,
we understand, and you now added your name. So I'm not going to try to change your mind. I just want to let you know that the Trump stink, the stain of racism that you, William Hartmann, and Monica Palmer have just covered yourself in is going to follow you throughout history. Your grandchildren are going to think of you like Bull Connor or George Wallace. Monica Palmer and William Hartmann will forever be known in southeastern Michigan as two racists who did something so unprecedented that they disenfranchised hundreds of thousands of black voters.
Okay, you following this? So there's a canvasser threatening them, saying your grandchildren are going to look at you and then have to look at their name and then have to look at you and say, oh my gosh, what racists? Look at what they did in 2020. Is that what you want? Then on the other side of that, there was a state rep, and I'm not going to play the audio, but there was a state rep who did the same thing yesterday and basically said, yeah, your kids are going to have to go through this too. And also your grandkids are also going to be racists, and they're going to be ostracized from society because what you did. You might want to change your mind. So what happened? They changed their mind. They succumbed to the pressure, and they said, okay, we'll certify. Last night, they're going to rescind their votes in a stunning reversal. William Hartmann and Monica Palmer filed affidavits rescinding their prior vote to certify the election. And in the affidavit, it says, after the vote, public comment period began and dozens of people made personal remarks against me and Mr. Hartmann. The comments made accusations of racism and threatened me and members of my family. The public comment continued for over 2 hours, and I felt pressured to continue the meeting without break. If you're a Democrat, this is what you do, and this is what your party does. And if you are a Democrat right now and are insulted by what I'm saying, then get out or change it. Every single time something happens like this, every single time there is an issue politically, you can count on the liberals, you can count on the Democrats to be the ones to threaten, to be the ones to hit the streets and start punching and looting and destroying. They're the ones doing it. The conservatives don't do it. The Republicans don't do it. You do it. And so now they're going to rescind their vote to certify the election. Two brave souls who are going to have to put up with a lot of snot in the future because of this. And we need more patriots and more heroes and more people that will step up and not be afraid, because give me a break. There's at least 72 million people that got your back. Are you following this? There's at least 72 million people in this country who are on your side. That's an important number to remember. There are people who don't want this to happen, that don't want Democrats coming along and doxing you and saying you're going to be forever marked with the stain of racism because of what you did, which, by the way, can we talk about that for a second? Talk about racism in the city of Detroit. Let's talk about that and who's doing it and who's perpetrating it and who's perpetrating fraud on who. Can you imagine? Take a second and think about this. Nobody wants to talk about any other areas of this state. They're looking at Detroit because they see that there is physically things that are happening within the city of Detroit that are going on with this election. The fudging of these numbers and the questions about the numbers. Do you know how many voters in the city of Detroit are being disenfranchised because of this? I want you to follow the logic. If it's true that after an audit, a full independent audit, and canvassing across the city of Detroit and Wayne County, you were to find out that there was election fraud going on, that there were more votes than there were people at the polls, that people were fudging the numbers and throwing it in there, and then you come to find out that those were all Democrats. Who's the racist? Who's disenfranchising who? You took that specific city and decided to use Detroit, that city, as the city where you were going to disenfranchise voters. And everybody else is racist? And everybody else is the problem? Are you following this? There is no logic, because this is what Democrats and liberals do to you. They do what they're accusing you of doing and try to flip it around and gaslight and continue to say that you're the racist until everybody goes, well, I guess Republicans are racist. I mean, how horrible is that? How horrible that any community would be subject to this, to having individuals who feel like they could use your vote and just cancel it out. Do you understand the idea of disenfranchisement? Jake the millennial, are you following me on this? Maybe just, I'm trying to make sense of this, just simple logic. if you live in Southwest Florida and you live in Lee County, and Democrats come along and they do what they do, and all of a sudden you've got people that are here that want to throw in mail-in ballots by the truckload in the back of a truck, and they bring them in, and at the last minute they stop a vote, and they find 100,000 votes that turns around Lee County from Trump to Biden. Let's just make this imaginary scenario. Do you not understand logically that 100,000 votes were canceled? Your vote was canceled. It meant nothing. Do you understand that's how this works? And so to see in Wayne County these two individuals stepping up and going, you know what? You're not going to do this. You're not the only ones. They need to know that they're not the only ones. You need to know that you have to back them. And if you have the same kind of pressure in your life, that you have to do the same thing, which is tell these people to go pound sand and stand up. Because that's what you do to bullies. You push back. Because all these keyboard cowboys can say all they want to say on Twitter and social media and the like. But ultimately, at least 72 million people plus, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of power. That's a lot of influence. How do you say that you're just a lone voice? Or how do you say you can't push back? How do you say with a straight face, if you care about the Constitution and you care about this republic, how do you say with a straight face, get over it? Biden's the president. Let's move on. You're making a big mistake. So what you're saying is you're cool with the fraud. You're cool with the doubts. Dominion voting system. Wait till you hear the audio that Lee Smith retweeted. Who is it? Rich Higgins. I'm not sure who Rich Higgins is. But Lee Smith, the great Lee Smith, retweeted this on election night. Fredo and his reaction on CNN when the Wisconsin vote flipped. And wait till you hear the numbers. Live as they were coming in. They were both looking at each other, Fredo and whoever the other guy was on CNN, like, what just happened? That if people are saying to get over it and move on, what they're saying is that they don't have any problem with the corruption. They don't have any problem with what's happening with this election. And I say to them, sit down, relax, just relax. It's not over yet. We got time. It's a process. We'll go through the process. And at the end of the process, if everybody says, well, I'll tell you what, we just dodged something because we really thought that there was corruption and we really thought there were problems at these polling places, and we explored it, and it comes to find out that that's not the case, and we do have a secure republic, then by all means, we should go through that process and find that out, right? And feel good at the end of the day. Just tired of people just being dopes. Just stop it. Relax. Boy, I'm feisty. You know, I ended yesterday's show the way I started this one. That brings Jake down. He likes the funny fluffies. He likes all the fluffy stuff. He just wants to hear me do more music. You want to hear more parodies. That's what you want. You do, don't you?
That and let's talk about aliens, but you know.
You want to talk about aliens? Do you have any alien news? If you've got some, we'll do it maybe a week from next Thursday. 239-479-5592. Please don't forget about 10,000 for the troops. P.O. Box 877, Fort Myers 33902. 10,000 Christmas cards. We're trying to do it again this year. 10,000 cards for our men and women serving overseas. Mel's Diner has been gracious enough to have any one of their 5 locations be a drop-off point as well. So if you've got cards, drop them off at Mel's Diner's locations. 1 in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Bonita Springs, and 2 in Naples. All right, let's take a break. It's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
This Fox News Business Report is presented by Big Island Builders, whose reputation for quality homes at a fair price is unsurpassed in Naples.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Warner Brothers announces a Christmas present for movie fans.
My life
hasn't been what you probably think it has.
It's releasing Wonder Woman 1984 in theaters and on HBO Max streaming service on Christmas Day. It's unusual for studios to release big-budget movies to a streaming platform at the same time, but the pandemic's changed that. Shopping trends have changed as well, so the owner of Home Goods home and furniture chain says it will launch an e-commerce site in 2021. A report from Glassdoor says many jobs won't be coming back from the pandemic anytime soon. Among the jobs taking the worst hits, those in education, office admin, and low-skilled service. And stock.
All right, I just want to say good morning to everybody here that's on the live stream, that's watching on YouTube or Facebook. Do me a favor, because it's Thursday and I'm just asking. I mean, it's really got nothing to do with Thursday. I'm just asking. If you're here right now and if you're watching, if you're listening from another room, hey, just head to your computer or whatever and just let me know that you're watching. I just say here so I can recognize you this morning. I just love to know that you're watching this early in the morning. I mean, it's almost 6:30. So I just wanted to see who's present, who's here as I'm looking at the comments. Let's see. All right, Martha. Good morning, Martha. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. We appreciate it. Still waiting for others. All right, sup. Gordon. Gordon Pearson's there. Good morning, Gordon. Good to see you. All right, let me have these pop up on the screen. There you go. Wait a minute. All right, wait a minute. Who's that? Okay, Michelle. All right, hold on a second. Oh, things are moving. That's why. All right. So you got Martha. Good morning. You got Gordon, who says sup. You got Sherry. Good morning, Sherry. Good to see you here. Philo B. We do keep fighting, sir. We keep fighting. That's what we do. All right, Jose is here. He's right there. There's Jose. Gary. Good morning, Gary. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Donna is here as well. I'm trying to see where is. All right, because it's moving so fast, I can't click. All right, I'm losing. All right, hold on a second. All right, too many people popping in, which is a good thing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Let's see. All right, Don is here. All right, we got Melissa is here as well. November Ribble is here every morning. Debbie Eicher Assad is here. Thank you. EMC Inc. I like that. Cool. All right, good morning. Johnny Freedom is here as well. Curtis is joining us. Jane, you're in the UK. That's right. Yeah, it's like 11:30, isn't it? 11:30 in the morning. All right. So you're 5 hours difference. Okay. So you must not be. If you're 5 hours, then you're not in London, right? Because London's 6 hours, isn't it? It's been a while since I've been there. All right, Donna. Good morning, Donna Earhart. Appreciate you being here. And Lady Catherine is there. Hello, Lady Catherine. And Laura Sat. Yes, 72 million strong. You better believe it. At least. All right. Teresa's here drinking coffee and drinking coffee. See what I just did there? You could tell I was talking to my mom recently. Gary's here. Hello, Gary. Scott's here. We appreciate you. Mike and Murray is here as well. Mike in Murray. Are you in Murray or you are Murray? When I was in Utah, there was a place called Murray, Utah. All right. And Chris Sexton is here as well. GM, good morning. All right, excellent. So glad to see all of you here. Thank you for joining us on the live stream. And stick around. I'm a little feisty this morning. I may be feisty for the rest of the week. You know, I'm probably a lot like you. I'm just tired of people just being dumb. All right, let me be nice. I gotta be nicer. It's not that they're dumb. I'm tired of people who have the opinion. Here you go. I'm tired of people who have the opinion that we should just allow all of this to take place, and people that say, "Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence, man? We need the evidence." I don't see any evidence. Who's saying that there's no evidence? You got Rudy saying there's evidence. You got Jenna Ellis saying there's evidence. You've got Lynn Wood saying there's evidence. All the lawyers say that there's evidence. It's the judges and the never-Trumpers and Democrats that are saying where's the evidence, and then some other people that go along. I'll wait. All right, guys. We'll be right back. Thanks for watching.
Cost program allows you to refinance with no fees out of pocket, no fees rolled into your loan, and you won't pay any Florida mortgage taxes either. If you took out a mortgage in 2017 or 2018, or you have an interest rate above 4%, or you are paying mortgage insurance, also known as PMI, call us at 313-5000. That's 313-5000, or apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154. Equal housing lender.
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana. Galliana Kia.
It's our November clearance event at Galliana Kia in Fort Myers. No reasonable offer refused on any new Kia in stock. Select models with no interest financing for 75 months. All new 2021 Kia Telluride LX lease, just $319 per month. That's right, the hottest SUV in America for just $319 per month. All new 2021 Kia K5 GT line sports sedan lease, $149 per month. Yes, $149 per month. New Kia Sorento LX V6, $8,000 off. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. At Galliana Kia in Fort Myers, if you've got $500 down and you make at least $2,000 per month, our lenders can get you approved. Galliana Kia, 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com.
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana. Galliana Kia.
36-month lease, 10,000 miles per year, $34.99 due at signing plus tax, title, dealer, and acquisition fee. Zero security deposit with lender approval. $13.33 per month for 1,000 borrowed for 75 months at 0 APR with 0 down. Offers don't combine. Expires month end.
Daybreak with Drew Steve.
All right, so we're starting to hear upticks in cases. COVID-19. Is it true? Is that what are the numbers in Florida exactly? We're going to dig in and examine, not what you think. There's a new study saying, something about mask wearing. What do you think it is? We'll talk about that coming up as well in just a minute, plus your calls.
Daybreak with Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Now 5 women have come forward saying a man is preying on them in Naples Park. All have similar experiences, saying that man asked them to help him find his beagle. Crime Stoppers says they've received dozens of tips. A reward is now being offered for anyone who comes forward with information that leads to an arrest. Education Commissioner Richard Corcoran announced yesterday that parents across the state will have the option to continue distance learning for the rest of the school year. While most districts in Southwest Florida are already offering virtual learning options for the remainder of the year, Collier County Public School is planning on bringing back all students for in-person learning in the second semester. The school district said they don't comment on pending actions, but said they will review the emergency order if or when it's extended. Students at Gateway Charter High School will stay online until after Thanksgiving break. Lee County deputies say they need more tips from students regarding 2 school threats. Cape Coral police rushed to a neighborhood after gunshots near a ball field happened last night right near Hancock Ballpark off Hancock Bridge Parkway, which is near the Grace Church. Police tell us no one was hurt. The Cape Coral Police Department officially named Anthony Sizemore as interim chief while the city manager starts the search to fill that position. Sizemore will replace Police Chief David Newland, who recently announced a job with the Lee County School District. The Lee County Administration Building will reopen today after a water main break happened yesterday and it closed down the building. Crews checked out that structure and found the problem came from a first-floor pipe. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
Taking a look at 75, we still look great on your Thursday morning heading to and from Lee and Collier County. There is a slowdown in Fort Myers on Davis Road heading north and south between Iona and McGregor. Also a delay on Gladiolas heading eastbound towards A&W Bulb. It's not a major backup, traffic just getting busier. And heading out of Gateway, right now the best option is Gateway Boulevard. There is a slowdown on Griffin Drive heading northbound to State Road 82. The trip to the minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After another cool morning across Southwest Florida, we will see a combo of clouds and sunshine as we go throughout your Thursday. More breezy conditions with highs topping out in the upper 70s and lower 80s. Lower 80s, more sun and clouds and breezy conditions for your Friday. And then for the weekend, few showers possible, but nothing widespread. Doesn't look to be a washout, but still some isolated rain will be working its way through. Temps in the 80s all the way into next week, and that includes the big day on Thanksgiving. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
More delightful than driving a convertible Bentley while wearing mink underpants. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. If your air conditioner could call somebody to help them when they really needed service, they'd call Kobe Cooling. Your air conditioner knows that for real air conditioning service, you need a real NATE certified mechanic. And Kobe Cooling stands alone as having the only 100% NATE certified mechanic team in Southwest Florida. Why did we spend the time and money for this training? Well, we did it for you. We want you to have the best trained and best certified mechanic at your home to handle your needs. It's not required in Florida, but at Kobe Cooling it's mandatory. So call the best air conditioning company in Southwest Florida, as voted year after year in the news press polls. Call 239-482-1542. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949.
Hello, my name is Joseph from 1-800-Wheelchair. You're going to love this. We created the world's lightest wheelchair. After selling wheelchairs for over 20 years to over 1 million customers, I realized that wheelchairs are ugly, heavy, and expensive. So I created the world's lightest wheelchair. It's beautiful, affordable, and get this, it weighs only 13 pounds. Super easy to lift into a car. So if you or someone you love wants to go to a restaurant, a family gathering, or shopping, you will not believe how easy it is to lift this chair in and out of a car. If you call us today, we have a Black Friday special of a free travel case for your wheelchair, a $49 value for free. For more information on the world's lightest wheelchair, call 1-800-Wheelchair or go online to 1-800-Wheelchair.com. That's right, our number and our website are the same. So call 1-800-Wheelchair or go to 1-800-Wheelchair.com.
Trust.
Breaking news as we begin
always
tonight.
trust Wink News for the latest information.
Weather is the news tonight.
It can't be bought. It can only be earned.
In Fort Myers, Naples. Wink News now.
Over the past 65 years, as a local news leader, Wink has worked hard to achieve your trust. We're family owned. We're invested in Southwest Florida. We live here. We raise our families here. We are part of the community we serve. That's how we've built your trust. Trust Wink News. Weeknights at 6.
At the end of the day, it's always been you and me.
Tonight,
We've had one hell of a ride.
What are you talking about?
Buckle up. You knew it was going to end like this. I will find another way.
For one last ride.
I did not think this would be the day.
It's the unbelievable final episode of Supernatural. But first, take a look back at how it all began on the Long Road Home special. Don't miss the 2-hour finale event, all new tonight on the CW. Tonight starting at 8 on WXCW.
Movember. What an interesting way to look at men's health through the lens of a mustache. You can start off clean-shaven and then proceed to grow your mustache as a way to celebrate men actually talking about their health. Yeah, talking. When it comes to erectile dysfunction, talking is a great start. When you talk about it, you're one step closer to solving it. The next step? Metro Men's Health. Call us today and schedule your free evaluation. And let's talk about your ED and how you, like thousands of men, can achieve consistent, longer-lasting results with the new patent-pending technology called Linear Piezo Energy Protocol, allowing us to create treatment plans specifically to you. So this Movember, grow your mustache for men's health, and then let Metro Men's Health help you grow your relationship. Mention mustache and get your evaluation free, $150 value. Call Metro Men's Health and schedule your free evaluation at 239-599-9900, 239-599-9900, or metromenshealth.com.
Are your health insurance premiums making you sick? Tim Cooper at Health Plan Network can help. Tim has helped countless individuals and families here in the Fort Myers area save 30 to 60% on health insurance with super coverage. Tim recently saved a family of 4 $800 a month on their health insurance with a lower deductible. If you're uninsured, recently lost your job, on COBRA, or paying extreme rates for Obamacare or your work coverage, Tim will help you understand your options. If you meet the flexible guidelines for coverage, Health Plan Network will provide you the best coverage at the lowest rate. Their goal is to give you peace of mind and the utmost in healthcare. Go to healthplannetwork.net. and see for yourself. Or better yet, call Tim, an expert with 23 years experience at 239-268-6712. That's 239-268-6712. Go to healthplannetwork.net. That's healthplannetwork.net. A premium personalized plan managed and designed by you, not the government.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
You fixed me up with a bald woman. Bald? Yeah, that's right.
Do you see the irony here? You're rejecting somebody because they're bald.
So?
You're bald!
No, I'm not. I was bald.
How is it that there are so many TV programs that have existed, whether it's Seinfeld or whether it's The Simpsons, that seem to see into the future? Have you ever noticed that they always
CIA programming?
It's CIA programming. It's psyops, or what are you trying to say? Well, here's the reason why I just played that clip. That's the Seinfeld clip. So there's a new dating term. Have you heard about this? It's called hat fishing. So it looks like 1 out of every 4 people, or 1 out of every 5, who go onto a dating app lately. And so if you're not a dating app person, don't worry about it. There's a rhyme and a reason for this. I'll get to it in a second. 21% of bald guys say what they do is they put a hat on if they're bald. They don't want people to know it. So they wear a hat the whole time that they're on these dating services because they're trying to hide their baldness. Doesn't that defeat the whole purpose? I mean, if you're dating somebody or you're going to date somebody, don't you want to know, like, before you're doing it? It's been a long time for me, but you want to know it all, right? I mean, I want to see you without the hat on and see, and know. And aren't you starting out with dishonesty right out of the gate? I mean, what are you trying to accomplish on these dating sites?
Well, can I butt in and let you know that my generation is completely skewed when it comes to personal appearance, because the majority of the time that whenever you meet somebody, you say that you saw them originally on social media, they are an entirely different person because of filters, makeup, and whatnot. So, I mean, it goes both ways. You can blame the guys for wearing hats that are bald, or you could blame the girls that have filters that make them look like...
Hey, let me tell you something about some of these filters and some of these apps. There's a Reface app or something
crazy.
It is the most insane thing I've ever seen. Don't even look it up. Don't even download it. Don't do it. It's the creepiest, most horrific thing you will see. And it's not horrific because it's just dangerous, because it shows you how artificial intelligence, how far it's come in the most simplest form, like an app.
And it's extremely accurate within 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's insane. It is absolutely. It just takes your face and puts it on somebody else's face, and you're looking at it, and the eyes move, and it's disturbing. It's very disturbing. Hey, happy Thursday. So having said that, there are some things that you see that really aren't reality, and I'm going someplace with this. Follow me, everybody. I'm going someplace with this. That takes me to COVID, and it takes me to some of the reality or not. I wonder if we're allowed to talk about this. I wonder how many people locally on the news, or statewide on the news, or nationally on the news are talking about this latest study that has come out about masks. A Danish mask study that I talked about a couple of weeks ago because they said they were getting ready to drop it, and 3 of the most prestigious medical journals were like, yeah, we don't really want to bring this up. Why? Because it might have something that's in it that would go against what we've been told for the longest time. Now, this isn't about me telling you what to do. This is about having all the information that you can possibly have on COVID. Whether it's the uptick in the state of Florida, we got to lock down again. People are getting nervous. They're getting upset. What do we do? The governor is out of control. He's not even listening to everybody. No, he's listening. He knows exactly what's happening. And I'll explain a little bit of the numbers here in the state. And Jennifer Cabrera is going to join us at 8 o'clock. She writes for the Alachua Chronicle, and she's been following this on Twitter. I've been following her. She's amazing in some of the information that she has about what is and isn't when it comes to COVID. And we're going to get into those details later. But having said that, they published this work in the Annals of Internal Medicine. And this is why these three very prestigious medical journals were not going to publish. Because it completely obliterates this idea of masks being the way to stop yourself from getting the virus. I don't understand. I mask up, I stay 6 feet apart, and I still got the virus. How is this possible? Well, there's reasons. Because according to this study, not my words, theirs, it doesn't matter. The results of this massive real-life controlled experiment show that the group that wore surgical masks, not talking about cloth masks, not talking about the those cheapos that you buy for $800 in a pack for $1, they experience a 0.38% lower infection rate than the control group that did not wear the masks. It's about 1/3 of 1%. It's so low that it could just barely be statistically random. That the way Daniel Horowitz at The Blaze put it, it's so low that it could just be statistically random variances that demonstrate no definitive efficacy, even to that infinitesimal level. The recommendation to wear surgical masks to supplement other public health measures did not reduce the SARS-CoV-2 infection rate among wearers by more than 50% in communities with modest infection rates, some degree of social distancing, and uncommon general mask use. The data were compatible with lesser degrees of self-protection. They were using surgical masks that they were taught to use to get them to fit their face tight. It wasn't even like the cloth masks that we're wearing or anything else. The answer here is not masks. That's what people have been trying to tell you. I'm looking again at a chart that people should be aware of. With increasing lockdowns, this is Yinan Weiss, who has a Twitter account. He's a Harvard alum, and he's a bioengineer. He said, with increasing lockdowns and in-home mask mandates, comparing the 4 states with different policies, that's schools in person or remote, masks or no masks, business opened or closed. And you look at you look at the chart between Texas, Florida, California, and Georgia, and what do you see? Pretty much right now, a chart that looks identical. All 4 states, all different ideas of how they want to approach this, and all are having this same graph going. Huge peaks early on in March and April, down during the summer, and starting to ramp up again. Oh gosh, we're ramping up again in the state of Florida. Should I be worried? Well, what are the numbers saying exactly? Again, it's important that you have information. It's what it's about. It's about you being informed, not being scared to death, not being propagandized, not being told what is without hearing from the other side, or having the whole overarching policy or the whole overarching numbers and how they're getting them. You want the details, right? The deets, if you will. That's what the kids say. You want to know what, because you're constantly going to hear, we got this uptick in the state of Florida. There's 10,000 cases. There's 8,000 cases. There's more cases than we've had in so long. Number one, we want to know about the deaths, right? We want to keep an eye on if people are dying, and we want to keep an eye on hospitals. But we also want to know what the hospitals are doing. For example, again, this is important. This is information. Alex Berenson is another person on Twitter who does, he's a former New York Times reporter. He's somebody who has been following COVID and following the story of COVID and the numbers and the science. And isn't it interesting that from the Miami Herald yesterday, here's a story talking about the state of Florida, right? In Miami, a sign of widespread transmission. More non-COVID patients have the virus. Excuse me? When you dig into the story, you come to find out that more than half of the newly admitted COVID patients in Miami, remember, the hot spot right now in the state is Miami-Dade Broward. Again, that's where we're getting a number of these cases upticking that we're hearing about. The cases are starting to expand. More than half of the newly admitted COVID patients in Miami are with and not from patients. That's why they're seeing these soaring hospitalization numbers. Are you following this? Again, this is information. They're seeing people in these hospitals, they're testing them, and they have it. They're patients that are in the hospital for whatever they're in for with COVID. They don't come in and they're in the hospital from COVID. This has been noted by many people. Even in Sweden, as they've been doing the numbers, they had a Swedish chart that was suggesting that not only has the virus become more communicable, but it's become less deadly. It seems like the scientific theory that has been out there by many, not me, but virologists is, listen, as time goes by, like any other virus, you may have it be more communicable. You may get it easier, but it's not as deadly. It's just the natural progression of what a virus does. It's how your body reacts. It's the way it is attacked. It's not me, again, it's their words. But again, in the United States, we get death reports from hospitals. We pay hospitals more money if COVID is included as one of the possible contributors to the death. It's just a fact. As a result, the stats show deaths with COVID, not death by COVID. It's the same thing that seems to be happening here in the state. We're hearing about these cases going up with people that are patients that are with it, not from it. If we use the same method to calculate deaths by common cold, we might conclude that the common cold becomes a deadly disease during sniffle season. Do you see where we're going with this? And I'm going to get into more detail on this. And again, I worry about scare tactics. I worry about people that tell me, isn't it magical and mystical how just days after the election, all of a sudden we have 95% efficacy on some vaccines from all these pharma companies. Big pharma's bad. But of course, if it's Joe Biden that's going to be giving out the pharma, the vaccine, and it's all good. There's some issues there. And these numbers. We want to talk about this, right? It's okay to bring it up, right? I'm just asking. All right, 239-479-5592. It's time right now for Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We're going to see if you earn a PhD. Caller 5 right now if you want to play. Have a little bit of fun with us. We'll do it next on Daybreak 92.5. Fox News, right? All along. Do we go to traffic? We do. We do. Sabrina.
A couple crashes around Southwest Florida. There's a crash at Buckingham Road and Alvin Avenue, slowing traffic north on Alvin, west on Buckingham Road. Also, a crash on I-75 at mile marker 117. Now, this is heading northbound. Very active scene. However, no delays as of right now. So this is north of Bonita Beach Road heading towards Corkscrew. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For you Thursday, after the cool start, we're going to rebound to the upper 70s, lower 80s for this afternoon with periods of sunshine and clouds. Breezy day with even a slight chance of rain, but most will be dry. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Rush Limbaugh.
Well, today we have distressing news from south of the border. Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador is asking for compassion and understanding. He had to make a very tough decision because of heavy rains. Now, this grueling decision was where to open the floodgates. If he opened them in one direction, the city of Villahermosa would be inundated. If he opened them in another direction, indigenous people, poverty-stricken indigenous Mexicans would be flooded. Now, this should have been an easy choice for El Presidente Obrador. He campaigned with the slogan, "The poor come first." But liberal politicians everywhere have one thing in common: slogans come easy and talk is cheap. Therefore, President Andrés Manuel López Obrador opened the floodgates on the poor. The poverty-stricken indigenous people were flooded, so the rich city dwellers in Villahermosa would be spared. President Obrador says that opening the floodgates on the poor indigenous people hurt him a lot. but that it had to be done. Now, we don't know how many indigenous people lost the few possessions that they had. We don't know if any lives were lost because the drive-by media reports don't bother to mention what happened to the poor indigenous people of Mexico because their lives apparently don't matter. But we do know that President Obrador is hurting, and we're supposed to feel compassion and sorrow for him. This holiday season may feature more merriment with your devices than ever before as you stay connected with family and friends. That's before you take on all that online holiday shopping. All that online activity can mean more chances of exposing your personal information to bad guys. Now, before all that online shopping and communication takes place, make sure your online identity is protected. Don't spend the holidays without identity theft protection from LifeLock. It monitors for uses of your personal information without your permission. If you have a problem with identity theft, a U.S.-based LifeLock restoration specialist will work to fix it. Now, no one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but LifeLock can help you feel safer this holiday season and all year long. Save up to 25% off your first year at LifeLock.com using the promo code RUSH. That's LifeLock.com. Promo code RUSH to save 25%.
Tougher than plastic, harder than wood. Nothing beats the power of steel.
Drew Steele, weekday mornings at 6 on 92.5 Fox News.
Has the little blue pill let you down? Our expert medical staff at mymensclinic.com can and will help. Guys, if you're suffering from ED, we can fix it. Even if you have tried Viagra and other drugs and they've failed you, we will help. Studies have shown that we offer the most effective non-surgical treatments for ED, even if you have other medical conditions. They're generally no problem. We know that hearing "we can try again next weekend" is tough. When what you want to hear is wow, we at mymensclinic.com have helped thousands of men just like you, thousands more nationally. We can make one simple guarantee, and we do. See our licensed medical staff. If we can't show you positive results during that first appointment, that appointment is free. Guys, let's get the wow back in the bedroom. Guys, let's book online at mymensclinic.com or call 239-307-0125. That's 239-307-0125. Again, mymensclinic.com.
Indoor enthusiasts feel relaxed, comfortable, and happy in the great indoors. You can too with the perfect air that comes from the reliable, groundbreaking Lennox products offered by AC by Florida Comfort Systems. Right now, you can get up to $1,350 in rebates, plus payments as low as $132 a month on a new Lennox home comfort system. Call AC by Florida Comfort Systems at 239-774-5501 or visit online acbyfcs.com. For great products, big savings, and perfect air, think AC by Florida Comfort Systems, your local Lennox dealer. Conditions apply. See dealer for details. License number CAC 057065.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to Jeremy. Jeremy's in beautiful Bonita. So beautiful, they named it twice. Hi, Jeremy.
Hey, Drew, how you doing?
I'm doing well. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. And your associate's degree question starts right now. Hey, Jeremy, who was the last Democrat that was the president of these United States?
Barack Obama.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got an associate's. Let's see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. What year did Reagan win both the nomination and general election for president of the United States? His first go-around. He won for the first time.
1980?
That is correct, sir. You got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's on this question. Who did he beat?
That's a good question.
That's a great question. 1980. There's Ronald Reagan. He wins the presidency. Who did he beat?
I was 1 year old.
You know what? As a 1-year-old, you should know these things. Come on. At 3, I was lugging ice across a desert.
I know what
It's okay. Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter. That's what I said. You said Jimmy Carter.
He said Jimmy Carter? Jake said yes, you did say Jimmy Carter. Okay, all I heard was your phone go. So somewhere in there was a Jimmy Carter. All right,
Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, you got a master's. We'll see if you get a PhD on this question. Who was president during World War I? President during World War I. Was it like multiple choice?
No, that's all right.
All right, fancy pants.
Yeah, go ahead. Give me multiple choice.
Sorry, I called you fancy pants. That was really weird. Woodrow Wilson, Herbert Hoover, or FDR?
Wilson.
That is correct, sir. Well, look at you. Congratulations. You got yourself a PhD today, Jeremy, and I called you fancy pants, and that was rude. But anyway, I take it. Right. I mean, I apologize. So you got yourself that PhD, a job well done on this Veterans Day, where we remember our veterans. We certainly will not forget. There's a lot coming up on that. Jeremy, I need you to stay where you are. Okay, sir?
Thank you.
Well, thank you back at you.
92.5 Fox News.
Trust.
Breaking news as we begin
You can always
tonight.
trust Wink News for the latest information.
Weather is the news tonight.
It can't be bought. It can only be earned.
In Fort Myers, Naples. Wink News now.
Over the past 65 years, as a local news leader, Wink has worked hard to achieve your trust. We're family owned. We're invested in Southwest Florida. We live here. We raise our families here. We are part of the community we serve. That's how we've built your trust. Trust Wink News. Weeknights at 6.
At the end of the day, it's always been you, been me.
Tonight,
We've had one hell of a ride.
what are you talking about? Buckle up
You knew it was going to end like this. I will find another way.
for one last ride.
I did not think this would be the day.
It's the unbelievable final episode of Supernatural. But first, take a look back at how it all began on the Long Road Home special. Don't miss the 2-hour finale event, all new tonight on the CW.
Tonight starting at 8 on WXCW.
Hey, Mom, I'm here to drive you to your doctor's appointment.
Oh, we finished early.
What do you mean?
With my Humana Medicare Advantage plan, telehealth appointments with my doctor are covered.
Wow, that's great.
Well, that's human care for you. Humana wants its members to get the care they need, even at home.
Humana offers new ways to focus on your health at home. Because Humana isn't just health care, it's human care. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO, PPO, and PFFS organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Now 5 women have come forward saying a man is preying on them in Naples Park. All have similar experiences, saying that man asked them to help him find his beagle. Crime Stoppers says they've received dozens of tips. A reward is now being offered for anyone who comes forward with information that leads to an arrest. Education Commissioner Richard Corcoran announced yesterday that parents across the state will have the option to continue distance learning for the rest of the school year. While most districts in Southwest Florida are already offering virtual learning options for the remainder of the year, Collier County Public School is planning on bringing back all students for in-person learning in the second semester. The school district said they don't comment on pending actions, but said they will review the emergency order if or when it's extended. Students at Gateway Charter High School will stay online until after Thanksgiving break. Lee County deputies say they need more tips from students regarding 2 school threats. Cape Coral police rushed to a neighborhood after gunshots near a ball field happened last night right near Hancock Ballpark off Hancock Bridge Parkway, which is near the Grace Church. Police tell us no one was hurt. The Cape Coral Police Department officially named Anthony Sizemore as interim chief while the city manager starts the search to fill that position. Sizemore will replace Police Chief David Newland, who recently announced a job with the Lee County School District. The Lee County Administration Building will reopen today after a water main break happened yesterday and it closed down the building. Crews checked out that structure and found the problem came from a first-floor pipe. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
A crash on 75 northbound at mile marker 117 heading to Corkscrew Road. Not slowing traffic, but really tap on those brakes as you are passing through to keep everyone safe. Also, there is a crash at Buckingham Road and Alvin Avenue with westbound roadblock on Buckingham, and it is delaying traffic for almost a mile. And traffic slowing on Lee Boulevard pretty significantly. 1 mile of creep and crawl delays heading to Gunnery Road. So to avoid this, you can take Sunshine to 23rd and head to Gunnery. It's up to speed. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After another cool morning across Southwest Florida, we will see a combo of clouds and sunshine as we go throughout your Thursday. More breezy conditions with highs topping out in the upper 70s and lower 80s. Lower 80s, more sun and clouds and breezy conditions for your Friday. And then for the weekend, few showers possible, but nothing widespread. Doesn't look to be a washout, but still some isolated rain will be working its way through. Temps in the 80s all the way into next week, and that includes the big day on Thanksgiving. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
When your liberal relatives from up north come for a month, turn up 92.5 Fox News in the house, in the car, and on the radio at the beach. 92.5 Fox News. Run all along.
If I said the word Medicare, you'd probably start thinking about paperwork and deadlines. But with the annual election period ending on December 7th, here's something else to think about. $0. Florida Blue Medicare has benefits that help you save money, like a $0 monthly plan premium and $0 to low copay for prescription drugs. There's also comprehensive dental, vision, and hearing coverage that includes discounts on eyeglasses, hearing aids, and more. See all the ways Florida Blue keeps money in your pocket, and you won't think of Medicare the same way again. But hurry, December 7th is your last chance to enroll. Call 866-219-7818 or visit floridabluemedicare.com/radio to switch today and see how Blue is committed to you. Florida Blue is a PPO health plan with a Medicare contract. Florida Blue Medicare is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Florida Blue or Florida Blue Medicare depends on contract renewal. All benefits not available on all plans. Hey, it's Drew Steele, and you know what I'm talking about. People are working from home. The kids are home alone. Maybe you're schooling from home. There's a lot of situations where losing your electricity not only creates problems, man, it compounds them, right? People are anxious. Some feel powerless, but you do have control of your power. Look, your home is your sanctuary. So secure your home and get the peace of mind you deserve with a Generac automatic standby generator from the #1 Generac dealer in the nation. That's Generator Supercenter. They've got turnkey solutions and easy financing options. Call today for a free estimate. 239-887-6090. That's 887-6090.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We sell more low-mileage cars and trucks than anyone in Southwest Florida because we have more. Over 300 vehicles in stock with locations in Fort Myers and Tampa. See for yourself at lee-cars.com.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
It's happening. Publishers Clearinghouse is awarding a $2,500,000 mega prize in just days. Enter now at PCH.com, and your family could soon be celebrating the win of a lifetime. Don't miss your last chance to win the $2,500,000 mega prize. Go to PCH.com before it's too late. That's PCH.com. Better hurry. Enter at PCH.com now. Entries due 11/29. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Buonasera.
Buonasera. How can I make the most of waiting for my next big vacation?
Translate your questions into goals by investing with Merrill Edge Self-Directed. It's more accessible than you think, with helpful planning tools plus free online stock and ETF trades, so you can keep practicing your pronunciation. Merrill, a Bank of America company. Visit merrilledge.com/withinreach to get started today.
Investing involves risk. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner & Smith Incorporated. Registered broker-dealer, member SIPC. Other fees may apply. Investment products are not FDIC insured or not bank guaranteed and may lose value.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. There's the talk and text line, streaming live on YouTube anytime you want to watch. There you are. Here I am. at Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. Please subscribe to the channel and let me know that you're watching. As a matter of fact, I can see your comments. So you can just say here. And yeah, so go right ahead and let us know. We would love to see your comments there on YouTube and Facebook. Wherever you are watching from, thank you for being a part of our morning with you. And seriously, before we move on, I cannot say this enough. We really are grateful and humbled that you start your day with this very program. And thank you so much. We do not take that lightly or for granted or anything else. All right, a couple of things. 10,000 for the troops, P.O. Box 877, Fort Myers, 33902. We do not take that for granted, and we love the fact that you are a part of it as well. 10,000 Christmas cards to our men and women serving overseas. Let's see if we can break records this year, do more than we ever imagined together. Thank you to Mel's Diner. They are fantastic. 5 locations around Southwest Florida as drop-off points. Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Bonita Springs, and 2 in Naples. So feel free if you're a school, organization, community, whoever is putting together, Bridge Club, we've had people doing that. Whatever it is, just put those cards together and you can drop them off at Mel's Diner. We'll be sure to pick them up. And we're going to hopefully have a count. I thought we would have one earlier in the week, but I guess tomorrow will be our first count, getting it all together this year. All right, so we thank you for that. A couple of topics we're going to get to. Governor Cuomo there in New York having an absolute meltdown. In case you missed it, it had to do with COVID. And, it's really all about you. You people are just not responsible enough. And if you would just listen to authorities and listen to us, you would have been safe and everything would have been fine. No kidding. That's literally what he said to a reporter, which is bunk. It's just not true. And we'll get to that coming up. So a couple of things happened. We had some heroic moves last night. Wayne County, Michigan, the election board there rescinded their prior certification vote because of threats to people's families. A stunning move where we said yesterday it was a 2-2 deadlock in Wayne County, Detroit, right? And you had Republicans, Democrats. It was along party lines. And the Republicans were like, hey, listen, I just want to make sure we're all aware of this. There's a problem with the numbers, and we want to just double check and see that these numbers are right before we certify. The poll book, the official list of who voted, didn't match the number of ballots received. That's where they had a dispute. So before we certify, can we check out this book? No, you were not allowed to do that. The Democrats there on the board of Canvas, the Canvas board there in Wayne County, decided to take a different tact, and that would be going after them by doxing them and saying the stain of racism. Yeah, no kidding, racism.
Understand. And you now added your name. So I'm not going to try to change your mind. I just want to let you know that the Trump stink, the stain of racism that you, William Hartmann, and Monica Palmer have just covered yourself in is going to follow you throughout history. Your grandchildren.
Yeah, and then he goes on to say your grandchildren are all going to look at you and say, wow, there's a stink of racism, man. I can't believe I have to carry your name for the rest of my life, and in which case they're probably going to be doxxed as well, and you don't want that on your conscience. See, that's what Democrats do. And if you're a Democrat that doesn't do that, you should fight against this. You should say, no, I don't want someone in my party going after another party and saying, I'm going to dox you, I'm going to go after your family, that we're going to talk about stains of racism on your head because you made this decision in a city like Detroit that is predominantly black, the city of Detroit. And now because there are black people that live in this city, that we're going to make it about racism because clearly this is about race, and we're gonna dox you and your family, which is ironic coming from the party where that doesn't want to explore the possibility that in that city of Detroit, if this is true, you've disenfranchised these individuals, these Americans. Do you not see the irony there? Because Monica Palmer and the other gentleman, I forgot his name, the two Republicans said, we just want to double check because there's some shady stuff going on here. The poll numbers, too many people voted as people are in the city. We just want to check because we don't want people in this city to be disenfranchised. And the Democrats' answer is, oh, no, we do. No, we're cool with that. You're just doing this because of race. What? Do you see how that makes absolutely no sense? So you're okay if that possibility happened and people's votes were canceled, disenfranchised. You seem to think that that's okay because it's clearly about how Democrats are working, right? They'll accuse you of what they're doing and then throw the racist card in there as well. It's pretty despicable. Well, they rescinded. They're like, you know what? No, we're not doing this. We're taking it back. And they signed an affidavit saying that they're going to rescind the vote to certify the county's election results 9:30 last night. Not doing it. You're not going to bully us. And more Republicans need to say the same thing. Don't bully us. You're not going to bully us. I'm not going to be bullied by anybody in your party, by any of you liberals. You're not doing it. So good for them. And now we'll see if others will step up. Places like Georgia, places like Pennsylvania, you had Rudy Giuliani who was trying to make the case. And remember the lead. Remember the important part of this story, everybody. The important part of this story is that there are individuals in this country who want to make sure that we have a fair and legal election, that we have a system that is in place that is fair and honest, and that at the end of the day, if Donald Trump honestly lost, that we all say okay and we walk away. We don't tear down buildings, we don't burn things, we don't destroy. That's what we want. We want free and fair elections. We want to know that this is a legal vote. We want to know that every legal vote is being counted. I'm talking about legal as in nothing's been changed around in the system. Legal means you know exactly what legal means. And so if there's a hint of impropriety here, you want to know, right? We want to get to the facts. Rudy Giuliani is just saying, listen, in Pennsylvania, here's what they did to us.
The law of Pennsylvania says that when you're counting these ballots, you must have both Republicans and Democrats present. So when we were thrown out en masse, we went to court. And the first judge, a Democrat appointed in Philadelphia, said, well, you're present. You don't have to see. Well, because that's ridiculous. What's the point of being there? We're not there for fun.
Yeah, you're just present. I'm in the building. I mean, they're 50 feet away, but you're there, so calm down. The semantics that are being played. If you're a Democrat, you want to get down to the bottom of this, right? You want the process to go to the end, right? If you're somebody who is continuously saying on social media that the president needs to get over it and it's despicable what he's doing and we need to start talking about 2022 and the Senate and you need to focus on that and he's making us all look bad. No, he's not. He understands that there's a process that has to go through and we want to find out whether there's too much evidence there, according to his lawyers and others who have put this on display, to let this go. Well, like what? What are you talking about? Well, I don't know. Here's Jenna Ellis on her account that the president tweeted out yesterday. Look at this in Wisconsin. A day after the election, Biden receives a dump of 143,379 votes at 3:42 a.m. when they learned he was losing badly. This is unbelievable. Is that true? Was there a dump? Did it happen? You'd want to find out, right? After the election. Now, remember the disenfranchisement, everybody, and remember the importance here. And I want every single newsroom, wherever you are, whether it's local, state, or national, to explore these possibilities and to not just say, well, Joe Biden's the president. No. We'll wait. We're going to go through the process. Do you understand that 143,000 legal votes, people who got up, go through their day, they work hard, they feed their kids, they take them to school, they take them to practice, ball practice afterwards, they pray at their meals, they get all the hard work going on throughout the day, moms and dads and families, and then they wake up the next day on election day and they spend an hour in a line to make sure that they have the opportunity to vote. And 143,000 people could possibly have been disenfranchised. Do you understand that? Like canceled. Like, you have been canceled. Are you following the logic here? If you're not, then you're lying to yourself, because it's obvious. If somebody decided that they were going to put in 143,000 illegal votes, it just canceled your legal vote. Yeah, I know that's the definition of disenfranchisement, but sometimes people have to be reminded of this. Look at CNN and Fredo's show. This was pretty interesting that this was out on Twitter this morning, and I saw this and I was like, oh, look at this. Lee Smith, the great Lee Smith, retweeted this from Rich Higgins. Listen to the audio, everybody, of Wisconsin and the night of the election as they're looking at the Wisconsin map. And all of a sudden, out of the middle of nowhere, the numbers changed magically right before their eyes. And then catch the end. Listen to this.
We're missing various parts of the equation to know definitively where things are going. And that, whoa. All right, hold on a second. No. Look, Joe Biden just took the lead in Wisconsin. Right. We're getting new information. We'll go through it. Pull it all the way out. Votes are coming in right now. Let's pull all the way out to the state of play here and let's see what's going on, because we're getting real. I know that's what Phil Mattingly. We're getting new information in right now, and one of the things you don't get to see is actually what's going on in my head with all the different voices, and that's before I'm on television. But tonight we just got new information in on Wisconsin, and it has changed the state of play in the state for now. Okay, right now, Joe Biden is 11,381 votes ahead with 89% estimated reporting. Two questions.
Okay, now listen to this. Are you following this? Now, all of a sudden, the numbers flipped and they're like, whoa. Joe Biden's 11,000 votes ahead. How did this happen? Listen to the end of this, everybody.
With 89% estimated reporting. Two questions. Where did it come from? And what is left? What can we answer? So let's start with this baseline. Before this information dump came in, Donald Trump was up by 109,000 votes.
Excuse me? Before this dump, wait. Before this dump, Donald Trump was up by how many?
Before this information dump came in, Donald Trump was up by 109,000 votes. Now, Joe Biden is up by 11,381.
Excuse me? That's almost 120,000 vote flip? Just like that? Really? That doesn't seem unusual? Look, there are a lot of questions. There are still a lot of questions. And I'm looking at the time. Can I take a call, Jake? Doesn't care. 239-479-5592. John's in Naples. Hi, John.
Hi. I had a question on the Georgia recount.
Yeah.
Has Purdue still got a chance with the rate it's being recounted? I heard that the one county had 2,600 votes found. 1,800 went to Trump. I assume most of those went to Purdue also. Is there a chance he can get over 50% with the recount?
Yeah, I don't know what I don't think so, because I haven't heard anything to that effect. I'm not sure that that's going to change there, John, in Georgia, even with these, because what happened was there were also votes that came in for Biden on some other recounts, and so it really came out to about 400 or so votes. I mean, they kind of canceled, so I'm not sure that those numbers are all going to shake out in the November 3rd election for those that were in runoffs. It doesn't appear to be that way, but the thing to follow, John, and thanks for the call, it's a great question, is people who are quick to make these comments that we all need to get past it. And again, I cannot emphasize this enough. This is the number one thing we have to focus on, everybody, and it's this. If you're telling us that with all of these questions about Dominion voting systems and Smartmatic and how numbers have changed, and it was designed in Venezuela, and it was designed specifically to change elections, and there are people that are discovering all of these things, trusted individuals like Sidney Powell, who would not put her name on this unless she felt like she had the evidence to show it. these ballots that are continuously being found, thumb drives, and people being doxxed and threatened to certify elections when there's questions about why are there more votes than there are people, and we have to go through all of this. For those that would say we need to get beyond this and give it up, or those would suggest that 2022, 2024 and beyond are just, why bother? Then why bother voting anymore? Because we're going to do this each and every time, and we're going to do this in continuum, and it's always going to go for Democrats because they are the ones that have absolutely no problem doing these kind of things. Now, if you don't like that I said that, I've got plenty of proof on the Democrat side that they're the ones that are doxing, they're the ones that are threatening, and if you think I'm wrong, then call me out. I'm cool with that. But please don't tell us it's over, because it's not. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Blah, 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 blah. Gear up for the liberal loudmouths at work. Drew Steele, mornings on 92.5 Fox News.
The votes are in. It's overwhelming. Rock Solid is the #1 choice for countertops in Southwest Florida. Right now, Rock Solid is offering you unbelievable prices as a thank you for your support. Full slabs of quartz from $599, granite starting at $499, and remnants from $150. For the best new kitchen and bathroom countertops, the choice is simple. Rock Solid. Don't forget, with each kitchen countertop deal, Rock Solid gives you a free sink.
Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Cathedral Roofing Innovations, the tile roof experts in Southwest Florida. They have an important message for anyone who has had these three things happen. Now, if you answer yes to all three, you have to call Cathedral Roofing Innovations today. 1, did you file any roof damage claim to your insurance company in the last 3 years? 2, do you have a tile roof? 3, did your insurance company deny your claim and only pay for a small repair? Look, I know thousands of you listened and answered yes to all three questions. Now, even if your claim was denied, there are still ways to get your new tile roof. Do not let the opportunity to increase the value of your home go by. In some cases, we're talking about $75,000 to $100,000. It's not too late. Now, all you have to do is contact Cathedral Roofing Innovations. Just go to cathedralroofingnaples.com right now to start increasing the value of your home. That's cathedralroofingnaples.com.
License number CCC 1331928.
I've been doing this now well over 20 years.
Welcoming our new anchor, Russ McCaskey.
So excited to be here.
Russ McCaskey.
Good afternoon. I'm Russ. I am still as passionate today as I was the very first day. I think it's the adrenaline rush. That natural curiosity, I think, just burns inside of you when you're a news person. Wink has been part of this community for more than 60 years. It's family owned. That's one of the things that excites me about wanting to be part of Wink News.
Trust Russ McCaskey.
I'm looking forward to getting to know the people of this community, and I want them to get to know me.
Weeknights on Wink News.
Next, Rachel.
Hello, friend.
Hello, friend.
Michael J. Fox.
Do you want to ask him about his tattoo?
Yeah, so here it is.
The stories he has for you.
It took me a long time to come out of that. It was good for me to get to that low.
Will leave you feeling more grateful than ever. Then, the easiest Thanksgiving Rach has ever made.
That's something to be grateful for, too.
Hello. Next, Rachel.
Rachel Ray, this morning at 11 on WXCW.
And now a word from Dr. Johnston at 596-BACK.
Across the country, there has been a major increase in the number of back and neck pain cases. Most researchers attribute it to a decrease in the amount of activity people have been getting. This leads to pinched or compressed spinal nerves. These same nerves go down into people's legs and arms. I've especially noticed this among those with stenosis, arthritis, or bulging herniated discs. This pain, weakness, or numbness should not be ignored. Action needs to be taken. If you suffer from one of these conditions, or even scoliosis or neuropathy, it's important to get your condition correctly diagnosed and treated. At Johnston Spinal Care, we treat these conditions non-surgically, without needles or medications, using spinal decompression, completely safe and painless. Call today for a no-charge telephone consultation or MRI review. Johnston Spinal Care. We're here for you. Call 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
1 hour air conditioning and heating, always on time, or you don't pay a dime. Please visit us at www.onehourairnaples.com or call 844 1 hour.
Visit Jason and Todd at the Diamond District this weekend for their biggest diamond event of the year. View the largest selection of GIA loose certified diamonds at wholesale prices, along with 3 years interest-free financing. Save up to 50% on the Diamond District's entire collection of beautiful diamond jewelry this weekend at the Diamond District.
When the unexpected comes calling, bounce forward with Comcast Business. Bounce forward fast with internet speeds of up to a gig. Bounce forward with the flexibility to update your bandwidth in just a few clicks. To learn more, go to ComcastBusiness.com.
Trust.
Breaking news as we begin
always
tonight.
trust Wink News for the latest information.
Weather is the news tonight.
It can't be bought. It can only be earned.
In Fort Myers, Naples. Wink News now.
Over the past 65 years, as a local news leader, Wink has worked hard to achieve your trust. We're family owned. We're invested in Southwest Florida. We live here. We raise our families here. We are part of the community we serve. That's how we've built your trust. Trust Wink News. Weeknights at 6.
At the end of the day, it's always been you and me.
Tonight,
We've had one hell of a ride. What are you talking about?
buckle up
You knew it was going to end like this. I will find another way.
for one last ride.
I did not think this would be the day.
It's the unbelievable final episode of Supernatural. But first, take a look back at how it all began on the Long Road Home special. Don't miss the 2-hour finale event, all new tonight on the CW. Tonight starting at 8 on WXCW.
Daybreak with Drew Steve.
All right, coming up, the latest on the election numbers and what's happening with the Trump legal team. We'll get to that. Also, a scientific study on masks. Is anybody going to talk about this scientific? Well, we will, in case you missed it. And we'll dig into the Florida COVID numbers as well. Plus your phone calls on the way.
Daybreak with Drew Steve on 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News Break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Now 5 women have come forward saying a man is preying on them in Naples Park. All have similar experiences, saying that man asked them to help him find his beagle. Crime Stoppers says they've received dozens of tips. A reward is now being offered for anyone who comes forward with information that leads to an arrest. Education Commissioner Richard Corcoran announced yesterday that parents across the state will have the option to continue distance learning for the rest of the school year. While most districts in Southwest Florida are already offering virtual learning options for the remainder of the year, Collier County Public School is planning on bringing back all students for in-person learning in the second semester. The school district said they don't comment on pending actions, but said they will review the emergency order if or when it's extended. Students at Gateway Charter High School will stay online until after Thanksgiving break. Lee County deputies say they need more tips from students regarding 2 school threats. Cape Coral police rushed to a neighborhood after gunshots near a ball field happened last night right near Hancock Ballpark off Hancock Bridge Parkway, which is near the Grace Church. Police tell us no one was hurt. The Cape Coral Police Department officially named Anthony Sizemore as interim chief while the city manager starts the search to fill that position. Sizemore will replace Police Chief David Newland, who recently announced a job with the Lee County School District. The Lee County Administration Building will reopen today after a water main break happened yesterday and it closed down the building. Crews checked out that structure and found the problem came from a first-floor pipe. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News traffic.
Traffic is slowing southbound on 75, heading south to Bonita Beach Road. Just a normal morning rush, lots of congestion. Now there is a crash on the interstate to the north of Bonita Beach Road, heading to Corkscrew. Just a tap on your brakes passing through. The crash at Buckingham Road in Alvin is slowing traffic for 1 mile westbound on Buckingham Road, with reports of roadblock here. Unfortunately, there are delays as well on Gunnery Road as well as on Lee Boulevard if you're heading out of Lehigh Acres. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz, Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After another cool morning across Southwest Florida, we will see a combo of clouds and sunshine as we go throughout your Thursday. More breezy conditions with highs topping out in the upper 70s and lower 80s. Lower 80s, more sun and clouds and breezy conditions for your Friday. And then for the weekend, few showers possible, but nothing widespread. Doesn't look to be a washout, but still some isolated rain will be working its way through. Temps in the 80s all the way into next week, and that includes the big day on Thanksgiving. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
The antidote to the anti-conservatives. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Duncan's Diamonds invites you to our greatest Christmas sale ever. With Christmas just around the corner, everything in the entire store is specially priced right now with tremendous savings. Christmas will be here before you know it, so now's the time to buy everything from diamonds to the most fashionable jewelry at unbeatable prices. We guarantee you will be amazed and find great gifts for everyone on your list. This Christmas sale at Duncan's Diamonds is the largest ever. Now's the time to save. Come see us. You can enjoy Duncan's Diamonds layaway or save with fantastic holiday financing plans. People come from all over because we will not be undersold by anyone, anywhere. It's definitely worth the drive to Duncan's Diamonds. Save during this huge Christmas sale. Duncan's Diamonds for the best prices on diamonds and fine jewelry. We work very hard to make you happy because we believe in love. Come see us.
Duncan's Diamonds. US 41, Gulf Coast Town Center, and Naples at Mercado.
You want a new look for your kitchen, but you really dread the thought of subjecting your home and family to the mess and fuss created by weeks of remodeling? Cornerstone Builders has the solution. They can give your kitchen an entirely new look in a matter of days, not weeks. Stand by for the phone number to schedule your free in-home consultation. Cornerstone will save you a lot of time and thousands of dollars with a custom kitchen reface. This 4-step process includes 15 cabinet doors, 5 drawer fronts, and includes relaminating your cabinet exteriors, plus new hinges and new knobs or handles. Best part? The price. Just $38.20 for a beautiful thermofoil reface or $78.20 for maple wood reface. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation. 239-332-3020. That's 332-3020. 239-332-3020. Cornerstone Builders in Fort Myers, Naples, and Marco Island with 30 years and 22,000 satisfied customers. You know they're gonna wow you.
Hundreds of happy customers all across Southwest Florida have already gotten the full original base MSRP for their trade-in. It's not too late for you to do the same, but only if you come see us here at Naples Nissan. Yes, you can still bring us that 5, 6, 7-year-old car you're driving now, and we'll pay you the same price that you paid for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. Yeah, so whatever it was worth back in 2014, that's exactly what it'll be worth now. But only at Naples Nissan. We don't care where you bought it from or if it was already used when you bought it. If it's a 2014 or newer with less than 80,000 miles on it, we're paying you the full original base MSRP for it. Go to naplesnissan.com and pick out your favorite new Nissan model. Then come see us on Pine Ridge Road so you can drive home in that brand new Nissan today. Get all the details at naplesnissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
I've been doing this now well over 20 years.
Welcoming our new anchor, Russ McCaskey.
So excited to be here.
Russ McCaskey.
Good afternoon. I'm Russ. I am still as passionate today as I was the very first day. I think it's the adrenaline rush. That natural curiosity, I think, just burns inside of you when you're a news person. Wink has been part of this community for more than 60 years. It's family owned. That's one of the things that excites me about wanting to be part of Wink News.
Trust Russ McCaskey.
I'm looking forward to getting to know the people of this community, and I want them to get to know me.
Weeknights on Wink News.
On the next Drew Barrymore show, it's Beauty Week, and honey, you look marvelous. YouTuber Liza Koshy gives her best beauty pick. That's spicy. And how do you make your eyes pop? What's inside our beauty in a box? You are looking so foxy. Plus, Lindsey Vohn's latest epic adventure. All new Drew.
Drew, today at 3 on Wink.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line, streaming live on YouTube anytime you want to watch, and Facebook as well, at Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. Please subscribe to the channel. We do appreciate it. Van Ellison is one of my most favorite people here in Southwest Florida. St. Matthew's House, he has a servant's heart, and he certainly is doing some incredible work there. He's joining us this morning on Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News. Good morning, Van.
Oh, good morning, Drew. I'm one of your biggest fans, too. I really appreciate the work you're doing for our community.
Oh, well, we do this together, and I'll tell you what, you are making quite the difference in people's lives there at St. Matthew's House. Now, before we start and talk about what's happening here right now this season, and I really do want people to know what it is you do there at St. Matthew's House. Maybe just let people know who, for the first time, may not know about St. Matthew's House.
Yeah, we have a growing community, and there are people who don't know about us yet. And we're a local charity that provides faith-based free market solutions to poverty and addiction. So people who are struggling with homelessness, at risk of homelessness, people who have been impacted by addictions and are really finding they need a long-term approach to finding recovery, then we're the people they go to. We also fund most of our work through our social enterprises, our business model, where we have thrift stores and catering companies and a restaurant and all kinds of great things that we do to get people in there to see their lives impacted and a free market local solution to those real issues.
Yeah, I love that, and I think that is so important. And you would imagine, Van, over the years that there would be more people picking up on that model and how it does get community involved, how there are so many people that are in the community that want to help and don't know how to in some ways, but that there are solutions certainly to a lot of the problems that we see. What are we doing this year? What's going on right now this holiday season?
Well, like always, we have a lot of local people who are generous and who are committed to making an impact in their community. And this year we're doing a big Thanksgiving turkey drop today at First Baptist Church in Naples. It's at the corner of Pine Ridge Livingston and Orange Blossom. And folks will be lining up even now. Starting at 11 o'clock, we'll be giving out turkeys and all the fixins to hurting families, people who are struggling to make ends meet this year. We're expecting we'll give away as many as 3,500 turkeys and all the fixins. And that's made possible because Capital Wealth Advisors and so many others in the community who support us, the food banks, Harry Chapin Food Bank and Midwest Food Bank, and churches and individuals have come together to make sure that the funds are there to give away the food that's needed so that everybody's blessed this holiday season.
Yeah. What has it been like this year? I can't even imagine. It's always tough. There are always people in need in the community, but what about this year? What have you noticed?
Well, it's been amazing this year since the lockdown started back in the spring, which is hard to imagine that it's been that many months ago, 8 months ago or so now. We've seen families that are having growing economic pressure that if they are working, they're working service jobs and the shifts are cut or there aren't as many customers and dining rooms are limited. And so people are really struggling. How do we make ends meet? And last year, we saw in a typical summer week, we would serve about 75 families with groceries to assist them to get through a tough time. Mm-hmm. This summer, we've been serving between 2,000 and 3,000 families a week. So just thousands of percent increase depending on the week. It's just amazing to think about the impact, 2,000-3,000% increase over last year's needs. And with the moratorium on evictions based on about to end, which it has to at some point, we know that, but there are families who are really fearful they're going to lose their homes, and we're expecting a real spike around the country of homelessness coming up in the next couple of months.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where certainly many people hurting, and there are those that certainly want to help. And with the craziness of the pandemic and how life gets twisted and turned, sometimes you forget. But certainly that when we're looking at this time of year, the one thing that I think that we always recognize, Van, and maybe you can speak to this before we go, and then we'll talk more about the mobile food pantry and for the holidays where you'll be coming up as well. People always step up, don't they? I mean, when you see the need in the community, people are here and they do recognize, and it is amazing how how community come together.
Yeah, it really is. One of the things that I try to do in presenting is I talk about the needs and what we can do. And people on the right and the left automatically assume that I'm on their side because there's a generous heart on both sides in most situations. Yeah. And so it's not about politics in this situation. This is about people coming together and really making an impact. We know that we live in a conservative community, and there are a lot of people that know I need to do my part if we're going to get through this. And so I think about my generation. My mom is 90, and she always, my mom's generation, she thinks about what is my responsibility to help my neighbor get through this. And, that's the values of her faith and her walk and just the journey she's been on to make sure she's doing her small part. And that's what you see, whether it's a turkey or in the case of Capital Wealth giving us 2,000 turkeys this year. It's just an amazing group of people that come together to make sure families are blessed this holiday season.
Yeah. So today, what time are we starting this morning, Van? Is it 11 or 10?
Yeah, 11 o'clock. We have cars lining up now. People getting engaged and ready to do the distribution at 11 o'clock. We'll say a blessing, and we'll thank God for his provision, and then we'll start having cars drive through. It's a touchless, safe distribution of food and resources. We're asking people to stay in their cars. They'll drive up. We'll check their ID, and then we'll put everything in their trunk, and they can go on their way and move it as quickly as we can.
Okay, that's First Baptist Church of Naples, 3000 Orange Blossom Drive in Naples. That's where they're located today. If they want to get more information about some of the other mobile food pantries that will be coming up in the next coming days and weeks, and even to help and support St. Matthew's House, where should they go?
Best way to do it is to check out our website. It's St. Matthews, Matthews, house.org, so stmatthewshouse.org. And there's a link that talks about how to donate or where we're going to be serving. There's also some video links about what we've done so that people can get an idea. And they can come down to our restaurant and talk with somebody about what we've done to change their life. And it's just an amazing thing to see our community coming together. It's really easy to reach out to us, and we love to talk to folks and share the stories of transformed lives.
Yes. All right, Van, we've got to run, and we'll speak soon. Please reach out. We've got a lot of other things that we could certainly discuss on this issue and many others. So I'd love to have you back, okay?
I'll look forward to talking anytime, Drew. Thank you, and have a great holiday.
All right. God bless. Van Ellison joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Again, Van is such a blessing in the community, and certainly someone who has that servant's heart, who is doing so much and has been for the longest time. And we're going to dig in the future more on St. Matthew's House. Again, stmatthewshouse.org. They do great work. And today, that mobile food pantry, as you just heard, First Baptist Church of Naples, 3000 Orange Blossom Drive in Naples. And there will be stops in Immokalee coming up, LaBelle, Fort Myers as well. So please go visit the website and find out more. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line as we stream live as well on YouTube. Anytime you want to watch at Drew Steele Radio. All right, in a couple of minutes, Jake, just a minute or two, we're going to get to Drew's College of Political Knowledge. And 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. But a couple of things that I wanted to touch on before we go there is this. We're going to talk more about the COVID numbers here in the state of Florida. Now, it's all about information, everybody. It's all about having the information that is out there, especially if it's information that you're not hearing because it goes against the political narrative, something that you never in a million years would believe would be the case with a virus, with the case of public health. But that's what's happened. And when we come to find out, there is a study on masks that came out just yesterday. I kind of hinted at it before we left the program, but it's out now. And what it says and how there are major medical journals that were not willing to put this information out. You have to ask why. We'll talk about that. Jennifer Cabrera is with the Alachua Chronicle. She's going to join us in the 8 o'clock hour, 8:05. She has been somebody who has been following intensely everything that has been happening with COVID since the beginning. She's following the charts, following the numbers, and especially in the state of Florida. And let me remind you of a couple of things. As we hear more and more about the upticks of cases in the state, and we hear more and more, and I can go to any one of the local outlets. I can look at, for example, Naples Daily News, the COVID-19 pandemic is not taking a holiday, experts warn. Well, we know that, just like the flu doesn't take a holiday, and other places where you can go. But we hear this surge in cases, and what's the governor doing, and why is he sitting quiet, and nothing's going to happen. He says he's not going to lock down again, but what do we do? And this panic that comes out of certain organizations here locally and across the country. There is information out there about some of the upticks in cases, and I brought this up earlier, and we're going to dig in coming up next hour with Jennifer Cabrera. And again, this is information, everybody. In Miami, a sign of widespread transmission. More non-COVID patients have the virus. This is from the Miami Herald from yesterday. And we're trying to figure out, well, why do we have these cases, these numbers going up? What's going on here? Is it testing? What is it? You realize more than half of the newly admitted COVID patients in Miami, according to this article, are with and not from patients. So when you're talking about these soaring numbers going into hospitals and these soaring number of cases, do you understand what that means? It's manipulating information. It's on one side, we're talking about the panic of COVID and everything that is happening with this virus. And on the other side, we're hearing information about, well, hold on a second. There are people going into hospitals and they're not going in because they are going in because of COVID. They're going in for something else. When they test them, they have it. But it's something we'll dig in coming up. 239-479-5592. All right, let's do this right now. It is Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Would love for you to play along with us right now. Caller number 5. Come on. Give us a call. 239-479-5592. We'll play Drew's College next on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right? All along. Traffic? Sabrina Katz.
A very busy Lee Road this morning, north and south. If you are heading towards Alico Road, the better option, 3 Oaks. And if you're in Estero, there's a crash at Williams and River Ranch, slowing traffic westbound for 1 mile, heading towards US 41. Still seeing delays as well from the crash at Buckingham Road and Alvin Avenue. Slowdowns east and west. Alvin Avenue is slowing for a half mile. Creep and crawl delays heading southbound to Lee Boulevard, and Lee Boulevard is backed up heading west towards Alvin. So if you're commuting just to the west of Gunnery Road in Lehigh, go ahead and stick to Leonard and take Ray Avenue, and that will get you to State Road 82 without delays. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For your Thursday, after the cool start, we're going to rebound to the upper 70s, lower 80s for this afternoon with periods of sunshine and clouds. Breezy day with even a slight chance of rain, but most will be dry. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Serving up a tray load of truth today on 92.5 Fox News.
The deadline to get or switch health coverage for 2021 is quickly approaching. December 15th is the last day to enroll. Otherwise, you may have to wait a whole year to enroll in a health plan. These days, healthcare has become top of mind for many of us. COVID impacting so many lives. Now it's more important than ever to have the right health coverage. So be sure to check out the new My Blue plans from Florida Blue. They have plans starting as low as $0 monthly payment with doctor visits also as low as $0. You can get 24/7 virtual visits for nothing for $0. Plus, you can earn up to $5,000 in rewards. What's better than that? But you need to hurry. Time is running out. Enrollment ends December 15th. Florida Blue's expert agents are ready to help you. Call 800-530-5182 or visit floridablue.com/we get you today.
To be eligible for $0 monthly cost, your Marketplace monthly Advantage premium tax credit must be equal to or be more than the premium. These policies have limitations and exclusions. Health insurance is offered by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Florida, Inc., DBA Florida Blue. HMO coverage is offered by Health Options, Inc., DBA Florida Blue HMO. Rewards available for individual ACA members 18 years or older. Reward amounts will apply to premium, and excess amounts may be redeemed subject to rewards program terms and conditions. 103999.
This week at Rockstar Harley, buy any pre-owned Harley and get a $1,500 gift card. Access to the country's largest Harley inventory. Rockstar Harley has access to over 3,000 Harleys and truckloads coming each week. Get a $1,500 gift card with the purchase of any pre-owned Harley at Rockstar Harley. Finance specialists on site to get you approved and 100% of credit applications considered. Get a $1,500 gift card when you purchase any pre-owned Harley at Rockstar Harley now through Sunday.
Gift card cannot be used towards the purchase of a new Harley motorcycle.
News for the latest
Weather is the news tonight.
It can't be bought. It can only be earned.
in Fort Myers. Naples. Wink News now.
Over the past 65 years, as a local news leader, Wink has worked hard to achieve your trust. We're family owned. We're invested in Southwest Florida. We live here. We raise our families here. We are part of the community we serve. That's how we've built your trust. Trust Wink News. Weeknights at 6.
At the end of the day, it's always been you, been me.
Tonight,
We've had one hell of a ride.
what are you talking about? Buckle up.
You knew it was going to end like this.
I will find another way. For one last ride.
I did not think this would be the day.
It's the unbelievable final episode of Supernatural. But first, take a look back at how it all began on the Long Road Home special. Don't miss the 2-hour finale event, all new tonight on the CW.
Tonight starting at 8 on WXCW.
Tyler McDaniel here, and Brad McDaniel. We're the second generation of Kenmar Care. For our whole lives, our father Ken McDaniel raised us and instilled in us the work ethic and morals which we operate under and live by today.
Kenmar Care has teamed up with Maytag to bring high-quality products to you covered by Maytag's exclusive 12-year parts and 12-year dependability promise on select purchases.
Be treated like family. Call Kenmar Care. 239-437-7040. That's 437-7040. And online at kenmarcare.com. License number CAC 057163.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, Thomas in Fort Myers, you ready to do this?
I am ready.
All right, it's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Your associate's degree question, sir, starts right now. Hey, Thomas, if the president can no longer serve, who becomes the president?
The vice president?
That is correct, sir. You got an associate's. Let's see if you get a bachelor's on this question. What about the vice president? What if the vice president can't serve? Then who becomes the president then?
The majority leader of the House?
The Speaker of the House. Yes, we can accept that. That is correct.
Okay.
All right, you got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this question. George Washington, the first president of the United States. John Adams, the second. Who's the third?
Was it Thomas Jefferson?
That is correct, sir. All right, you got a master's. We'll see if you get a PhD on this question. Hillary Clinton was the Democrat nominee for president of the United States in 2016. Who was her running mate?
Oh, gosh. I can picture him, but he was such a nobody, I can't remember his name.
Can we accept that?
Of course.
Jake says no, we can't. He's being very literal.
Come on, Jake.
Tim Kaine. Tim Kaine is the nobody that Thomas was talking about. Tim Kaine.
Oh, I'm glad I didn't remember.
Well, you know what? I'm going to give you a PhD today anyway because I like the effort. And I like, I like.
Thank you very much.
There you go. All right. Well, congratulations to you. You got a PhD today on Drew's College, and Thomas, we do appreciate that so much in Fort Myers each and every day. 7:50. Here we are doing Drew's College of Political Knowledge. We will do it again tomorrow. Coming up, Jennifer Cabrera is going to join us. She writes for the Alachua Chronicle. She's also a contributor at a website called rationalground.com. And she digs deep into what's going on with COVID, the numbers in the state of Florida, maybe some of the changes that are happening, some of those numbers when they come out, what they actually mean, the daily number. I mean, there's a lot to get to. She's going to join us coming up.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
I'm here with Mike Roberts with Mortgage Warehouse. Mike, give me an update on mortgage rates. How are things looking?
There is a lot of talk about mortgage rates these days, and for good reason. Mortgage rates are nearing the lowest levels we've seen in years. Anyone that purchased their home in 2017 or 2018 should check into refinancing their mortgage to get a lower interest rate. Give us a call at 313-5000 or apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com. You'll work directly with one of our loan officers right here in Southwest Florida. Our no closing cost program allows you to refinance with no fees out of pocket, no fees rolled into your loan, and you won't pay any Florida mortgage taxes either. If you took out a mortgage in 2017 or 2018, or you have an interest rate above 4%, or you are paying mortgage insurance, also known as PMI, call us at 313-5000, that's 313-5000, or apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana. Galliana Kia.
It's our November clearance event at Galliana Kia in Fort Myers. No reasonable offer refused on any new Kia in stock. Select models with no interest financing for 75 months. All new 2021 Kia Telluride LX lease, just $319 per month. That's right, the hottest SUV in America for just $319 per month. All new 2021 Kia K5 GT line sports sedan lease, $149 per month. Yes, $149 per month. New Kia Sorento LX V6, $8,000 off. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. At Galliana Kia in Fort Myers, if you've got $500 down and you make at least $2,000 per month, our lenders can get you approved. Galliana Kia, 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com.
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana. Galliana Kia.
36 month lease, 10,000 miles per year, $34.99 US signing plus tax, title, dealer, and acquisition fee. Zero security deposit with lender approval. $13.33 per month per thousand borrowed for 75 months at 0 APR with 0 down. Offers don't combine. Expires month end.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News Update is presented by New South Window Solutions. Find them online at newsouthwindow.com.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Now 5 women have come forward saying a man is preying on them in Naples Park. All have similar experiences, saying that man asked them to help him find his beagle. Crime Stoppers says they've received dozens of tips. A reward is now being offered for anyone who comes forward with information that leads to an arrest. Education Commissioner Richard Corcoran announced yesterday that parents across the state will have the option to continue distance learning for the rest of the school year. While most districts in Southwest Florida are already offering virtual learning options for the remainder of the year, Collier County Public School is planning on bringing back all students for in-person learning in the second semester. The school district said they don't comment on pending actions, but said they will review the emergency order if or when it's extended. Students at Gateway Charter High School will stay online until after Thanksgiving break. Lee County deputies say they need more tips from students regarding 2 school threats. Cape Coral police rushed to a neighborhood after gunshots near a ball field happened last night right near Hancock Ballpark off Hancock Bridge Parkway, which is near the Grace Church. Police tell us no one was hurt. The Cape Coral Police Department officially named Anthony Sizemore as interim chief while the city manager starts the search to fill that position. Sizemore will replace Police Chief David Newland, who recently announced a job with the Lee County School District. The Lee County Administration Building will reopen today after a water main break happened yesterday and it closed down the building. Crews checked out that structure and found the problem came from a first floor pipe. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News Traffic.
A very busy Lee Road this morning, north and south. If you are heading towards Alico Road, the better option, 3 Oaks. And if you're in Estero, there's a crash at Williams and River Ranch, slowing traffic westbound for 1 mile heading towards US 41. Still seeing delays as well from the crash at Buckingham Road and Alvin Avenue. Slowdowns east and west. Alvin Avenue is slowing for a half mile. Creep and crawl delays heading southbound to Lee Boulevard, and Lee Boulevard is backed up heading west towards Alvin. So if you're commuting just to the west of Gunnery Road in Lehigh, go ahead and stick to Leonard and take Ray Avenue, and that will get you to State Road 82 without delays. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After another cool morning across Southwest Florida, we will see a combo of clouds and sunshine as we go throughout your Thursday. More breezy conditions with highs topping out in the upper 70s and lower 80s. Lower 80s, more sun and clouds and breezy conditions for your Friday. And then for the weekend, few showers possible, but nothing widespread. Doesn't look to be a washout, but still some isolated rain will be working its way through. Temps in the 80s all the way into next week, and that includes the big day on Thanksgiving. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Plug into the power. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. At New South, we are determined to build the best Florida window. Energy-efficient windows that stand up to heat and hurricanes. We call it the ultimate Florida window. Factory direct and guaranteed for life. New South has installed tens of thousands of windows across the state and has been named one of the fastest growing window companies in the nation. And that is why we're New South proud.
Going on now. Save 35% off factory direct windows and doors. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Indoor enthusiasts feel relaxed, comfortable, and happy in the great indoors. You can too with the perfect air that comes from the reliable, groundbreaking Lennox products offered by AC by Florida Comfort Systems. Right now, you can get up to $1,350 in rebates, plus payments as low as $132 a month on a new Lennox home comfort system. Call AC by Florida Comfort Systems at 239-774-5501 or visit online acbyfcs.com. For great products, big savings, and perfect air, think AC by Florida Comfort Systems, your local Lennox dealer. Conditions apply. See dealer for details. License number CAC 057065.
Hello, this is Earl Nightingale for Soundcheck Studios, Fort Myers, Florida. Have you ever wondered how jingles are made?
Anything you want, you can get it at
Lee Tran. Have some Beck's, the #1 imported German beer.
UPS, we run the tightest ship in the shipping business.
Castrol, engineered for today's smaller cars.
Dear Mr. President, we're proud of all you've done for our cherished country and for all Americans.
Suzuki Marine, we're working hard. Together we'll make America great again. We'll make America great. Together we'll make.
If you are in the market for a jingle or any audio productions, call us at Soundcheck Studios in downtown Fort Myers.
239-340-0515.
It's happening. Publishers Clearinghouse is awarding a $2,500,000 mega prize in just days. Enter now at PCH.com, and your family could soon be celebrating the win of a lifetime. Don't miss your last chance to win the $2,500,000 mega prize. Go to PCH.com before it's too late. That's PCH.com. Better hurry. Enter at PCH.com now. Entries due 11/29. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited.
If I'm not commuting anymore, where do I really want to live?
While you handle life's questions, Merrill Guided Investing helps you manage your portfolio and invest for your next move with the option to work with an advisor at a low cost and minimum. Merrill, a Bank of America company. Visit merrilledge.com/investing goals to get started today.
Investing involves risk. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner & Smith Incorporated, both a registered broker-dealer and investment advisor, member SIPC. Investment products are not FDIC insured or not bank guaranteed and may lose value.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line, streaming live on YouTube anytime you want to watch at Drew Steele Radio. Steele with 3 E's. We ask that you subscribe to the channel. We do appreciate that. Also, 10,000 for the troops. P.O. Box 877, Fort Myers 33902. We do it again this year. Let's try to make it the biggest year ever, collecting 10,000 Christmas cards for our men and women serving overseas. We've got churches and schools and organizations getting their cards together. You certainly can mail in yours, and you could drop them off at any one of 5 Mel's Diner locations across Southwest Florida. That would be in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Bonita Springs, and 2 in Naples. More details on that coming up, but don't forget, 10,000 for the troops. P.O. Box 877, Fort Myers 33902. All right. Right now, joining us is Jennifer Cabrera. She's the editor of the Alachua Chronicle. She's also a contributor at a website called rationalground.com. I've been following her work on Twitter when it comes to keeping tabs, keeping an eye on everything COVID. And man, she's you got charts, you got all kinds of stuff. Jennifer joining us this morning on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. It's Drew Steele. How are you this morning?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Oh, well, I appreciate you spending a few minutes with us today. Boy, I'll tell you, you've done some extensive work here on Twitter. It's she's a fantastic follow, and we'll get to that in just a minute as far as the work that's there. I got to ask a few questions right out of the gate before we start digging into some of what we know that's going on here in the state. As you've been following these numbers, have you had the kind of questions that we have had about COVID, that when we get the numbers, whether it's from the state or whether it is something that we're hearing about with the news, that we're hearing the spikes and the governor's not doing anything and he's sitting around and he needs to do something and mayors are mashing their teeth. They don't know why he's not, that there's more to the story as you start to dig into COVID of the what is, as opposed to this, you start to think of it as almost like paranoia, like it's this information that comes at you through news that almost appears like it's like scare tactics. Maybe I'm off base, but you tell me.
I don't think you're off base, but that's why. Well, I started keeping spreadsheets because I run a newspaper, but I think that's why it's good to go look at a source. FAU Tracker, by the way, is a really good one. You can just Google FAU Tracker that puts the numbers in context and shows you. So if you see some big spike, that site will also show you, well, here's how many tests were done on that day. And so here's what the actual percent positive is. And here's how that relates to the percent positive over the last 2 weeks, for example. And when you start charting the numbers, when you start looking at graphs, when you start looking at trends and patterns, it doesn't seem so scary anymore.
Right. So, for example, let's get into this. You've been doing a great job of that with the deaths here in the state of Florida as you look at each number that has been coming in. I guess this must be the graph that you're talking about, because it does, when you hear a big, let's say, a number of deaths, early on, we heard these big spikes. But then now it seems like the deaths have gone down as opposed to the cases which have been going up. We always want to keep an eye on deaths. We don't want to keep an eye on anything more than that. Certainly the cases are something to keep an eye on, but really deaths is where it's at. When they report them, am I wrong in saying this? Sometimes they'll come in from different dates. It doesn't mean that all those deaths happened on that specific day, but they do.
So it's important to understand that they always come in from different dates. Okay. So we never know how many people died yesterday. It'll be probably 4 weeks before we are, maybe, I would say it'll be 3 weeks before we even know 90% of who died yesterday. So every day, the number that comes in is a sum of increases over a bunch of previous days. Now, when it was bad, which was all the way through mid-October, we would get, deaths regularly every single day being added in July, because our peak was in July. So our peak, late July to early August was the peak for deaths. And so what happened was there was a backlog that built up there of the number of deaths that they needed to look at, to investigate, to decide whether they were COVID deaths. And so every day we're getting, it would say 100 deaths, but 50 of them would be in July and August. That kind of thing. And this is happening in October, right? So even right now we're getting, it varies a lot. What you'll see is that the Sunday and Monday reports are reports from Saturday and Sunday, because it's always, for the previous day. So those 2 days will always be low, and then the rest of the days will be high, because what they're doing is they're going back. So some of them get reported right away. So it's like, you die of COVID in a hospital, the hospital reports that to the state. And then there's other paths from hospice and other places. But there's people going through death certificates looking for COVID anywhere on a death certificate that even the hospital didn't say was COVID.
Right. Yeah. And that's something else I wanted to bring up, which is important, because this story popped yesterday, and I'm sure you saw this. Alex Berenson does some great work as well. Many people on Twitter that have been following these numbers. In the case of the state of Florida and the number of cases we're hearing about, we're seeing a story out of the Miami Herald that's talking about how nearly half the newly admitted COVID patients in Miami are with and not from patients. I think that's
always been the case,
right? And that's and that also goes to deaths, right? Because we hear that as well.
Of course.
Yeah.
So let me lay this out a little bit because it's very important that people understand this. PCR tests. So right now there's two types of testing, but up until recently it was all PCR tests. PCR tests are what they do is they take a tiny amount of matter and they double it 40 times, and then they see if there's enough there to call it a positive test. The problem is if you talk to anybody who works in a lab, they'll tell you that anything over doubling 30 to 34 times is just irrelevant. Those cases are not infectious. There's not enough viral matter there. Usually it's a previous infection. It can stay positive up to 3 months. It could just be some debris left in your throat that you breathed or whatever. So there's all kinds of reasons. PCR tests are way too sensitive. We're using them incorrectly. And so what you get is a ton of people that don't even have COVID, but that may have had it previously, for example. Mm-hmm. So PCR tests, even the New York Times said up to 90% of PCR tests are not infectious. So we're quarantining people and all kinds of things on the basis of a test that does not indicate whether you're infectious. So then everybody who goes into a hospital gets tested now. So you're getting people that go in for a car accident, a pregnancy, a broken leg, whatever.
Minor surgery, right, yeah, anything.
Right, anything. And this COVID test pops positive. They don't have any symptoms whatsoever, but they're now a COVID hospitalization, and hospitals are incentivized to do this. They do get a bonus if the patient has a COVID test, a positive test. And then doctors are, as far as I can tell, they are strongly encouraged, if not mandated, to put, if there's been a COVID positive test. We're also testing everybody in long-term care every 2 weeks. Okay. So now that's 8 months of a test every 2 weeks. Any one of those could be, even a false positive, because every test has false positives. And by this time, these guys, after 8 months, there's a good chance they've gotten a positive test at one point. So now there's guidance that if somebody had a positive test at any time, that goes on the death certificate. Now, it goes in Part 2. Death certificates have Part 1 and Part 2. WHO guidance and CDC guidance before March was that cause of death would be whatever's in Part 1. But now CDC changed the guidance in March that if it's there anywhere, it's a COVID death. So I reviewed some COVID death certificates a few weeks ago, and what I found was things like this in Part 2. Asymptomatic positive swab for COVID. Way down in Part 2. This is clearly a doctor who is saying, I was told to put this on here, but I don't think it contributed to the death. Right. There was another one that said COVID 6 months ago. And then the cause of death was trauma. Okay. So it was literally like a broken neck. I mean, right.
There was a story there was a story that just came out yesterday where a builder, the builder fell off the roof, and they called it a COVID death. It had not, yeah.
Yes. So there's a ton of, I should say a ton. I don't know what percentage. I don't have enough data to say what percentage, but we're certainly overcounting COVID deaths. And so every time you see hospitalizations, deaths, all is understand this is all with COVID, with an oversensitive test.
Right. And that's an important thing to remember. So when we start to hear these increases in numbers and people starting to panic, we need to dig into those numbers and precisely find out exactly what's going on. And that's why I appreciate what you have been doing. Jennifer Cabrera joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News again. She's the editor of the Alachua Chronicle. She's a contributor at a website called nationalground.com. I would encourage...
Rational Ground.
Yeah, what did I say? Rationalground.com.
I think you said national. But
oh, no, I think I said rational. Yeah, because I'm looking right at it. It's a great website. So forgive me. So in the state of Florida, then we have people, and this is where the rubber meets the road, if you will. Because then ultimately, we have individuals who are legislators, who are municipalities, local governments, who start to make restrictions, rules based on the penalties, different things that end up coming up because of these numbers that nobody decides to dig in the way you have. And all of a sudden, then you have calls of the governor and he's got to do something. And then you've got these lockdowns that are going to be horrific for the economy, for individuals and their mental well-being and so many other things that happen. We have to figure out a way, and you brought this up, and I think this is true. We've got to figure out a way to come together and push against people who are making local orders when it's based on these numbers that they have not taken the time to dig in the way you have.
Yes, they seem to tend to be influenced by those headlines that have, for example, a few days ago, I know everybody saw it, we had, 10,000 cases. Well, that day, our normal, let's say the 7-day average for the number of tests on a day was 80,000. That day, we had 146,000. Wow. So it was close to double the number of tests. So even at a percentage positive that wasn't far out of line with anything else, we had double this almost, so that's what's going on. But politicians don't seem to be willing to simply look at charts of data. They like headlines and they panic.
Yeah.
And they think they must do something. And I don't know, I don't know if you listen to your local meetings. I do, but people are calling in and begging to be locked it down. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
There's nothing forcing you to go out and go to a restaurant or whatever. Yeah. You don't have to go to a
Jennifer,
bar. Why do you?
Jennifer, that's a huge part of this, and I've said this time and time again, and I'm so glad you brought that up. Number one, we've completely lost personal responsibility. Like everybody, look, Thanksgiving and Christmas, nobody has to shut anything down. By the way, I think there's a First Amendment that says I have the right to assemble, and if you want to question that, let's.
I thought there was, but now I'm questioning it.
Yes, right. But the idea that we have no personal responsibility, that we need a government in some way, shape, or form to tell us what to do because we can't help ourselves because. Well, if you don't know enough, then this is the reason why we need more people telling the truth and the facts and laying it all out there for people to make those decisions. If you feel like somebody in your home is vulnerable, then stay home. You don't have to have the whole county and the whole place do mask mandates and lockdowns where there's no evidence that mask mandates work. Quite the contrary. There are many studies.
Quite the contrary.
Jennifer, speak to that, mask mandates.
So they haven't worked anywhere. There's literally no correlation between areas that have them and areas that don't. And the only response that the pro-maskers have to this is that we're not masking enough. But in fact, most places with mask mandates are looking at 90 to 98% compliance. I know that I live in Gainesville. Everybody wears a mask. Everybody.
Right.
And so you can't say that they're not masking enough. And so, some study came out that if everybody just masked more, we could save 150,000 people by January or whatever. The problem is they're using data from months and months ago, and now everybody is masking at the level that they claim would save lives. Well, we're already there. Now what?
Right.
It's not making a difference. I'm sure you follow Ian MSC on Twitter, and he has all these mask charts, and they're just fantastic because you see he draws the line where they had their mask mandate, and what you usually see is this is all seasonality. You get hit when it's your time to get hit, and so you see it go through regions. For example, we were part of the South, what we call the FACT region: Florida, Arizona, California, Texas, all got hit at the same time, right?
Right.
So when it's your time, it's your time. So what you see is a mask mandate. And usually there's a long level of flat, nothing happens, and then it just shoots vertically, right?
Right.
So when it's your time, it goes up. It doesn't matter how many people are wearing masks.
Right. And unfortunately, again, it goes back to having the information, not the scare tactics, and some of the policies that get put in place. We're locking down schools. What are we doing? Where's the evidence that school is a dangerous place to be?
It's not. There's no evidence. So Europe has decided that schools are essential, and they're keeping them open regardless. Like right now, Europe's spiking like crazy. They have not closed schools. And what they have determined is that schools do not get any more cases than the community as a whole. So schools do not contribute to spread any more than any other community activity. And in fact, schools get very few cases. And when they do, they're always very, very mild, usually asymptomatic. Usually it's this false PCR test. But point is, the stories we're seeing now, the big narrative, as I call it, is that hospitals are strained, right? Hospitals are overwhelmed. Hospitals are filling up. The nurses and doctors are exhausted. We all need to stay home for these heroic nurses and doctors. And now, nothing against nurses and doctors. They're wonderful, but this is their job, right?
Yeah.
And the truth is, from what I can understand, I'm hearing this from a number of different sources. The reason everybody's so exhausted and overwhelmed, it's not because there's a bunch of beds empty everywhere you look. There's empty beds. It's staffing shortages.
Right.
Why are there staffing shortages? Because nurses are not working because they're having to stay home with their kids who cannot go to school.
Yeah. Yep. And that's another part of the story. And I'm so glad you brought that up as well. I'm looking at the time. We've got to run. I got to have you back soon. We've got to talk more about this because I definitely want to do this. Jennifer Cabrera joining us on Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, rationalground.com. She is a contributor there at that website, editor of the Alachua Chronicle. I was going to say, Jennifer, you got to get on Parler, but you are. So that's a good thing.
I am.
At Jennifer H. Cabrera. So follow her there on Parler and certainly on Twitter, as many others have been doing incredible work. She is doing some great work. J. Haskins Cabrera is her Twitter handle there. So that's is a great follow that you should do right now as we speak. Jennifer, let's do this again soon. I appreciate a few minutes. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Man, she's good. I'm telling you, go to her Parler account, go to her Twitter account, check out the charts. She examines the charts. These are the things we don't hear enough about. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News. 92.5 Fox News, making Southwest Florida great every day. 92.5 Fox News.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and we've got my friend Dave Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters in Naples, on the phone. And Dave, I got to tell you, the selection of floor coverings of Floor Meisters, unbelievable, fantastic. I've seen it myself, and the choices are there. But what we really want to talk about today is this Dreamweaver line of carpets. Talk about it.
I'll tell you what, Drew, this is the hottest thing since 5-buckle overshoes. We're just selling the heck out of it. Comes in 9 different patterns, 12 colors to a pattern. It has 8 warranties, and it even includes steps. The stain warranty will take care of wine, mud, and even pet accidents. So this is perfect for Jake.
Yeah, perfect for Jake, and perfect for me, and perfect for you, too. If you haven't been to the Floor Meisters, really owe it to yourself to visit their store, see their selection of Dreamweaver carpets. It's there at 6281 Naples Boulevard, next to Costco. And whether it's carpet, tile, laminate, or hardwood flooring, they have it all. So give them a call today at 239-596-4964 or on the web at floormeisters.com.
For over 2 decades, when Southwest Florida businesses wanted to increase profits and productivity, they turned to the Panther. Panther Printing, 936-5050. Panther Printing is the area's largest printing, publishing, and direct mail company. With over 35 highly skilled professionals, the newest state-of-the-art equipment, and a huge 20,000 square foot production center right here in Southwest Florida. Most importantly, Panther Printing can save you money. Simply pull out your most recent invoices for newsletters, publications, magazines, menus, flyers, brochures, direct mail postcards, and all your other printed materials. Call Panther at 936-5050 now. Panther Printing's new website offers 24/7 pricing and order status for easy ordering and online tracking. Panther Printing, 936-5050. 936-5050. And online at pantherprinting.net. Take your business to the next level with the power of the Panther. Panther Printing, 936-5050.
True relief for back and neck pain. Here at Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, we focus on back and neck related conditions like stenosis, sciatica, neuropathy, and bulging discs that can cause weakness, numbness, or pain. Being an innovator in non-surgical techniques, I have developed unique and extremely effective spinal decompression protocols for overcoming these chronic and debilitating conditions that don't involve any medications or surgery. This 3-step VAX-D spinal decompression approach uses a patented computerized table that decompresses the spine to gently remove pressure off pinched nerves and increase blood circulation to the area. For young or old, and so comfortable that most patients almost fall asleep while on the table. No hanging upside down. With this award-winning technology, back and neck pain can be a thing of the past. We always offer a no-obligation consultation and free x-rays to see if you're a candidate. Johnston Spinal Care. We're here for you. Call 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Sometimes in business, the unexpected comes calling. From rent increases to increased orders to, I'm gonna say it, unprecedented times. But don't bounce back. Bounce forward with Comcast Business. Bounce forward fast with internet speeds up to a gig, with the flexibility to update your bandwidth in just a few clicks, and with security solutions that help keep your connected devices protected. Be fast, be flexible, be ready for what's next. And bounce forward with Comcast Business. Help your business bounce forward with this amazing offer. Get started with a powerful and reliable internet and voice solution from Comcast Business for $35 each a month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Plus, for a limited time, ask how to get a $500 prepaid card when you upgrade. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com today to learn more. Restrictions apply. Limited to new Comcast Business 35 megabits per second internet and one voice mobility customers. Early termination fee applies. Enrollment in Equal Bill and autopay required. Prepaid card offer ends 12/7/20 and requires business internet 1 gig double play.
Hey, with all that's going on right now, many of us are thinking about our health and finances more than we usually do. So with the December 15th deadline to get health coverage for 2021, you should know Florida Blue offers up to $500 in rewards just for staying healthy. With the Florida Blue Health and Wellness Rewards Program, you can earn rewards for completing easy activities like going to your annual wellness visit or just getting a flu shot. You can use that $500 to pay your premiums, and if there's extra, it covers any other healthcare expenses you have. With Florida Blue's affordable plans, this $500 goes a long way. So get healthcare that gets you and gets rewarded for simply taking care of yourself. Don't wait. Your last chance to enroll for 2021 is December 15th. Florida Blue's expert agents are ready to help you enroll today. Call 800-530-4648 or visit floridablue.com/wegetyou.
Florida Blue is a trade name of Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Florida, Inc. These health benefit plans have limitations and exclusions. The amount of benefits provided depends upon the plan selected, and the premium may vary with the amount of the benefits selected. Rewards available for individual ACA members 18 years or older. Reward amounts will apply to premiums, and excess amounts may be redeemed subject to the rewards program terms and conditions. 104066.
This week's news update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. Now 5 women have come forward saying a man is preying on them in Naples Park. All have similar experiences, saying that man asked them to help him find his beagle. Crime Stoppers says they've received dozens of tips. A reward is now being offered for anyone who comes forward with information that leads to an arrest. Education Commissioner Richard Corcoran announced yesterday that parents across the state will have the option to continue distance learning for the rest of the school year. While most districts in Southwest Florida are already offering virtual learning options for the remainder of the year, Collier County Public School is planning on bringing back all students for in-person learning in the second semester. The school district said they don't comment on pending actions, but said they will review the emergency order if or when it's extended. Students at Gateway Charter High School will stay online until after Thanksgiving break. Lee County deputies say they need more tips from students regarding 2 school threats. Cape Coral police rushed to a neighborhood after gunshots near a ball field happened last night right near Hancock Ballpark off Hancock Bridge Parkway, which is near the Grace Church. Police tell us no one was hurt. The Cape Coral Police Department officially named Anthony Sizemore as interim chief while the city manager starts the search to fill that position. Sizemore will replace Police Chief David Newland, who recently announced a job with the Lee County School District. The Lee County Administration Building will reopen today after a water main break happened yesterday and it closed down the building. Crews checked out that structure and found the problem came from a first floor pipe. I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News.
Wink News Traffic.
A very busy Lee Road this morning, north and south. If you are heading towards Alico Road, the better option, 3 Oaks. And if you're in Estero, there's a crash at Williams and River Ranch, slowing traffic westbound for 1 mile, heading towards US 41. Still seeing delays as well from the crash at Buckingham Road and Alvin Avenue. Slowdowns east and west. Alvin Avenue is slowing for a half mile. Creep and crawl delays heading southbound to Lee Boulevard, and Lee Boulevard is backed up heading west towards Alvin. So if you're commuting just to the west of Gunnery Road in Lehigh, go ahead and stick to Leonard and take Ray Avenue, and that will get you to State Road 82 without delays. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After another cool morning across Southwest Florida, we will see a combo of clouds and sunshine as we go throughout your Thursday. More breezy conditions with highs topping out in the upper 70s and lower 80s. Lower 80s, more sun and clouds and breezy conditions for your Friday. And then for the weekend, few showers possible, but nothing widespread. Doesn't look to be a washout, but still some isolated rain will be working its way through. Temps in the 80s all the way into next week, and that includes the big day on Thanksgiving. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Drive the lefties at work crazy with the facts. Get up to speed mornings with Drew Steele.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Steven Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
Hi, it's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes. They say love and passion makes the world go round. Love for home, family, your country, partner, a friend, and love for food. Stevie wants to be part of your love with our food, drink, sports, and fun. Our passion for your satisfaction brings our love to all of our great customers. Whether it's our brisket short rib burgers, Chicago pizza, fajitas, wings, fish fry, or ribs, it's delivered to your table with love. So at Stevie's, we invite you to share our love of great food, drinks, sports, and fun. You'll never get bored or broke. We feel loved by the sound of our great customers. We promise to treat you like family at your home away from home. I guarantee it. For daily specials, go to StevieTomato.com. Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page, Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. Come, come, come.
Steven Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
Trust.
We have breaking news as we begin
always
tonight.
trust Wink News for the latest information.
Weather is the news tonight.
It can't be bought. It can only be earned.
In Fort Myers, Naples. Wink News now.
Over the past 65 years, as a local news leader, Wink has worked hard to achieve your trust. We're family owned. We're invested in Southwest Florida. We live here. We raise our families here. We are part of the community we serve. That's how we've built your trust. Trust Wink News. Weeknights at 6.
At the end of the day, it's always been you and me.
Tonight,
We've had one hell of a ride. What are you talking about?
Buckle up.
You knew it was going to end like this. I will find another way.
For one last ride.
I did not think this would be the day.
It's the unbelievable final episode of Supernatural. But first, take a look back at how it all began on the Long Road Home special. Don't miss the 2-hour finale event, all new tonight on the CW.
Tonight starting at 8 on WXCW.
Duncan's Diamonds invites you to our greatest Christmas sale ever. With Christmas just around the corner, everything in the entire store is specially priced right now with tremendous savings. Christmas will be here before you know it, so now's the time to buy everything from diamonds to the most fashionable jewelry at unbeatable prices. We guarantee you will be amazed and find great gifts for everyone on your list. This Christmas sale at Duncan's Diamonds is the largest ever. Now's the time to save. Come see us. You can enjoy Duncan's Diamonds layaway or save with fantastic holiday financing plans. People come from all over because we will not be undersold by anyone, anywhere. It's definitely worth the drive to Duncan's Diamonds. Save during this huge Christmas sale. Duncan's Diamonds for the best prices on diamonds and fine jewelry. We work very hard to make you happy because we believe in love. Come see us.
Duncan's Diamonds. US 41, Gulf Coast Town Center, and Naples at Mercado.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News 239-479-5592. Want to remind you of the talk and text line because in a few more minutes we're going to do the thing. What is on your mind? What's your thing today? I'll talk about anything you want to talk about. You want to talk about the election and the concerns about fraud? Wait till you hear what the president just tweeted a couple of minutes ago. Oh, I'm going to talk about that. Maybe you want to talk about COVID, masks. Maybe you want to talk about something completely different. The thing, whatever you want to talk about, your phone calls leading us right up to the end of the program in just a minute. First, the top 5 audio clips of the day. Here we go. It's the 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Number 5.
Our votes in 27, 28 states that are counted by Dominion and calculated and analyzed, they're sent outside the United States. And they're not sent to Canada, they're sent to Germany and Spain. And the company counting it is not Dominion. It's Smartmatic, which is a company that was founded in 2005 in Venezuela for the specific purpose of fixing elections.
All right, so there's Rudy Giuliani reinforcing what the Trump legal team and others have been talking about for days now on Lou Dobbs' program yesterday, which is, hey, do we want to talk about the Dominion voting machines and Smartmatic and the software that was developed by Hugo Chavez in Venezuela to rig elections? I mean, that was the purpose, to kind of add numbers after the fact in computer code. And look, that there are things that are happening. Even the president talked about it on a tweet that we're going to mention in a couple of minutes. If you're sitting there and you want to move on and you want Joe Biden to be the president of the United States, relax, sit back, calm down. This is a process. We're going through the process. You do want to make sure that the integrity of the votes here in the United States of America is good to go, right? Right?
Number 4.
America, nobody can serve God and the military.
Hey, look, does that voice ring to anybody as someone you recognize? Well, maybe not, but here's a name you want to know, Raphael Warnock. You know, he's the Democrat Senate candidate there in the state of Georgia. I'm sure that there are plenty of people in Georgia that believe that when he said you can't serve God in the military. Anybody want to question that? Some of the more, and it was even more inflammatory after that, but I don't really want to play. Let's just put it this way. I'm pretty confident that there are people in the state of Georgia who would like to know more about their senatorial candidates than just what the media wants to put out there, because I'm not suggesting that the media has an agenda. Yes, I am.
Number 3.
Oh, there it is.
I wish that you could have seen the nominations and the acceptance speeches, because then you could have seen the common thread, the unity of our caucus.
The unity of the caucus. There is Nancy Pelosi talking about the unity of the caucus, and we're all together in the votes, and how Nancy Pelosi will remain speaker, or certainly the leader of the majority leader there of Democrats, and everything, they're unified with their values. And that's the problem. We know you're unified because it's the same names that have come up in leadership positions. Nothing's changed. Hakeem Jeffries and James Clyburn and Steny Hoyer, they're all the same names. They've been around since 1847? They don't go away. We get it.
Number 2.
The bottom line is simply this. There is utterly unfounded public hysteria driven by the media and politicians. It's outrageous. This is the greatest hoax ever perpetrated on an unsuspecting public. There is absolutely nothing that can be done to contain this virus other than protecting older, more vulnerable people. It should be thought of nothing more than a bad flu season. This is not Ebola. It's not SARS. It's politics playing medicine. And that's a very dangerous game.
That's a very dangerous game. That was a secret recording from Dr. Roger Hodkinson, former chairman of the Royal College of Physicians and Surgeons Committee in Ottawa, and telling the Canadian government, I just want you to know how I feel about this. you can't make this political, but that's what you're doing. And I'm not sure if this virus is as bad as you keep telling everybody it is. Now, for certain individuals, we know it is, but even he had a concern, but nothing to see here. We'll just do whatever you tell us to do. I'll stay in my house. We'll lock down everybody. Okay.
Number 1.
When we did an orange zone and a red zone in Brooklyn and Queens, and we closed the schools, don't you remember that? It was 3 weeks ago. Okay, so what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You're now going to override. We did it already. That's the law. Oh. An orange zone and a red zone. Follow the facts.
Oh, boy. There's the governor of the state of New York, Cuomo, who's got a little agitated when a reporter's like, listen, nobody knows if their kids are going to school or not. Orange zones, red zones. What's the zone? We don't know if they're going to school in New York City or not. And everybody's confusing. And can you clear it up? And clearly, the governor doesn't want to clear it up. He sounded agitated.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
He did not sound happy. Oh, by the way, the great governor of the state of New York, Andrew Cuomo, also wanted to let everybody in the state know that, hey, look, it's your problem. This is your fault. You didn't follow the rules.
Just to make it very simple, if you socially distanced and you wore a mask and you were smart, none of this would be a problem. It's all self-imposed. It's all self-imposed. If you didn't eat the cheesecake, you wouldn't have a weight problem. It's all self-imposed.
How does he get to say that? No, anybody want to push back against that? Can you imagine if Donald Trump were to say that? Oh, speaking of the president of the United States, that's right, he's still the president. I know it's driving some people crazy. All right, where is it? He just tweeted. Here you go. All right. A few minutes ago, important news conference today by lawyers on a very clear and viable path to victory. Pieces are very nicely falling into place. RNC at noon. Woo! All right. We'll see. 239-479-5592. It is time for your calls right now. It's whatever you want to talk about. We call it the thing, because that's what Joe Biden calls it.
You know the thing. You know the thing. You know the thing. You know the thing.
All right, we start the thing off with Greg in Naples. Greg's got a thing. What's your thing here, Greg? What's your thing today?
Good morning, Drew. My thing is if we can't get an honest election, then and they can do what they want, then I think it's time for us to secede, all the red states to secede. Okay? With that quite simply said, Donald Trump's still our president. Mike Pence is still our vice president. We become the constitutional or the conservative states of America, and we just tell them, go ahead, do what you do in the blue states, and you'll collapse on yourselves as a result of your own stupidity. It isn't for us to carry the weight of them. It's not for us to finance their failed policies and government regulations and everything else. It's time for them to stand on their own, because we can stand on our own, and we'll end up having this booming economy in the conservative states of America. And what's left of the United States of America, we can watch it just implode. Because quite simply, every one of those blue states, and they can have all the riots they want, they can burn their cities down, and we'll just sit back and watch all this nonsense as it plays out.
Until they come into our states and infiltrate our states and then change our states. So that's
but here's the thing: there's enough people here to say no, you're not.
A couple of things, Greg. I understand your premise, and I understand where you're going, and I get your heart. I understand this, but having said that, let's take a step back and realize something in terms of where we are right now. And Greg, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. And it's this: we care about the integrity of our election, right? We're told all the time by the newsrooms and by the federal officials on the left, and it's about counting every vote. We've got to do it until we ask for every legal vote. Then they start getting upset. We care about that, right? So if you're somebody who's saying right now, whether you're a talk show host or whether you are a pundit or somebody in a government position, or you're just a guy on your block and you're all saying, look, can we just have Joe Biden be the president and move on already? Donald Trump did some great things. All right, fantastic. But look, he lost. Let's move on. No. We don't do that. We can't be that way. We want the integrity of the election and all of this to play out. The president said in his tweet there, look, they're going to have a meeting at noon. They're going to have a viable path. They got a clear path. They're coming up with more and more evidence. Let's let it play out. And for everybody else, let's take a breath. We're not giving up. It's not over. All right, some people are upset with me because they thought did you think I was being mean to No, I wasn't being mean to Greg. I was just saying I understand what he's saying, but I want to talk about the moment. I think that's a little drastic to have a conservative, conservative states of America and let the United States implode. I like to fight for where we are in the country. Could do that. All right, Larry. Larry's in Fort Myers. What's your thing, Larry?
Good morning.
Morning.
I would like you to use your power to investigate in the local community what is called the positive predictive value of these PCR tests for the COVID infection.
Yeah,
because that is related directly to false positive rate, and it's really important because if someone gets a test, you need to know how likely you are to actually have the infection. If the false positive rate is 10%, then most people who get the test have the infection. But if the false positive rate is 90%, then 90% of the people who get the test do not have infection.
Yeah.
And if these positive tests are reported as cases of infection, then that information is false,
right.
And the people community are given the wrong information.
Yeah, no, that's true. And Jennifer Cabrera brought that point up as well.
She sure did. And she prompted me to call you.
Yeah,
but
she nailed it.
I spent a few hours on the internet yesterday trying to get this information, and I can't find it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I would go to I certainly would go to rationalground.com. I would go to her Twitter and Parler page, and you'll see she lays it out in graphs, and she's amazing. And she brings up a very important point about what is this PCR test? How does it work? A lot of people don't even realize what it is. When you're magnifying something 40 times to try to come up with, to find out whether or not there is a positive or not in this test, and it could be something that is such a minute amount that it's not even something that is traceable, barely traceable, but yet we're calling it COVID because why? Because hospitals make money off the case? What is it? What exactly are we doing here? And you make a great point, and I will certainly figure out a way to have Jennifer back on again and have some place where we could go and try to work on that and try to get this information to you. I think it's important, and I don't understand why we're being so dismissive of people like Jennifer Cabrera, or not us, but others. We want the facts. We want the truth. We want to be able to make these decisions, right? All right, let's see. Blake's in Cape Coral, and he's in a wind tunnel.
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, I want to punch Cuomo in the face.
Okay, we're not going to punch Cuomo in the face. That's it. He wants to punch Cuomo in the face. All right, Chris is in Bonita. He doesn't want to punch anybody, from what I understand. What's your thing, Chris?
Yeah, Drew, love your show. I just had a question. It's something that I just kind of don't understand is how the presidential election has not been decided yet, and we're all clear on that. We're doing recounts and.
The media's called. No, Chris, the media's called it already, and they're the arbiter of everything.
Oh no, I understand that, but I don't believe it. I know that it hasn't been decided yet.
Right.
The question I have is this: the Senate races have been decided, and how is that if they're all on the same ballot and now they're recounting? Wouldn't that change the Senate elections too?
It could possibly. It could possibly. I mean, you would. Logic would tell you that if there are ballots that are going to be thrown out, and they are ballots that would have just Joe Biden's name on it, well, that is a questionable ballot. But if they have Joe Biden's name on it and they're not legal ballots, and they have others like Democrats down the line, then you would assume that there would be other races that would be in question.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that's something that that probably is going to have to be addressed. I think that ultimately, it's sort of, how do I explain this the right way? The focus has been so central to the presidential race, and a lot of people have said, why is it, Chris? Why is it that you had 27 out of 27 House seats where Republicans were being where there were seats were flipped constantly? Every Republican that was up for election in the House flipped a seat. I mean, they all did it.
Right.
Yeah.
This is actually a question my 10-year-old asked me, and I didn't have an answer. I didn't have an answer for him.
Yeah.
And it kind of is a little bit mind-boggling to me that nobody's talking about
logic.
it. And
right. Logic would dictate
too.
it. Yeah.
It's dangerous.
No, I see what you're saying, and thanks for the call. Logic would dictate it that we're concerned about all of them. All right. I'm looking at the time. A lot of people calling in. We'll do the thing tomorrow, so get excited about that. Just two things very quickly. Number one, 10,000 for the troops. P.O. Box 877, Fort Myers, 33902. Do not forget about our men and women serving overseas. And certainly we want to get 10,000 Christmas cards out with your help. We'll be able to do that. Mel's Diner is a drop-off location, any of 5 locations around Southwest Florida. And the second thing is this. If you really care about the election and you care about people being disenfranchised, it doesn't make a difference where they live, doesn't make a difference race, creed, or color, none of that matters. Americans' voices and votes are being canceled by those that would like to turn an election. Your vote could have been canceled in any city across the country. You care about that, right? I mean, if there seems to be a problem with that, we should check on it, right? Because you care about the election integrity, unless, of course, you don't. Because you were part of it. Just asking. All right, let's find out the forecast. Week News meteorologist Matt Devitt has it.
For you Thursday, after the cool start, we're going to rebound to the upper 70s, lower 80s for this afternoon with periods of sunshine and clouds. Breezy day with even a slight chance of rain.